The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
The Spirit are ending a 3-game road trip in Oshawa, Ontario. The first time these two teams will be meeting in the regular season. The Spirit looking to come off strong in this road trip. Hello, everyone. I'm Maren Klein. Welcome to the Stormmaster Exteriors studio. Dylan Clark standing by in the Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Getting to him in just a moment. But first off, taking a look at last night's resounding 7-5 win for the Saginaw Spirit over the Owen Sound Attack. Starting off early in the first 5 minutes, Brody Najim opened up the scoring for the Spirit. On a 2-on-1 break, he was able to score a low wrist shot blocker side, his first goal of the season.
Josh Glavin, little trouble in front of the Spirit net. He's got 3 attack players on his side of the ice, but he banks it off the glass and up on a 2-on-1. Najim down the left wing with Kluchi. Najim scores! Brody Najim in and out of the lineup. He's got one in the back of the net, and the Spirit take a 1-0 lead.
Up next, the Spirit power play would strike when Jacob Kulye found Igor Baranarov alone between the dots. They would take a 2-0 lead, but soon the attack would respond shorthanded 5 minutes into the second period, get on the board, and then a wrist shot would beat Stepan Shurgin through the 5-hole. That would tie up the game. But then just 20 seconds later, Levi Harper took back the lead with a goal off the rush, giving the Saginaw Spirit a 3-2 lead heading into the final frame.
John Banks comes back to occupy the road in front of him. Kluche spins a nice pass far side for Harper. Shot, he scores! Levi Harper off the rush, low to the stick side. The Spirit get it right back. 20 seconds later, they're back in front. It's 3-2.
An exciting end to the second frame, and heading into the third, it was action-packed starting off. His second of the night, Igor Barbanov, would get his 5 minutes in to the third on a 3-1 break.
Puts it back off of Klepov, and this is James Go back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Pass off the boards is reeled in by Klepov. He's got a 3-on-1. Barabanov all alone in front. No question about it. He puts it up over the glove of Kaprowski, and the Spirit have a 4-2 lead.
Barabanov aside, Nikita Klepov would continue to add to the score sheet as Klepov put the rebound from Nick Sima's point shot into the back of the net. Barabanov picking up the second assist on that, and Sima would give the Spirit a 5-3 lead in the third. The attack would respond on the power play, cutting that lead, but then Saginaw would go ahead and restore their 3-goal lead. Klepov getting his second of the night, walking right into the crease to fire a shot.
Cut off by Klepov. There for Nick Sima. They turn things north. Sima, nice move around a stick, finding Klepov into the right wing circle, takes it to the net. Oh, a beauty! Klepov goes around everybody, and the outstretched leg of Kaprowski to make it 6-3.
Now that excitement would die down just a bit as 33 seconds apart, the attack were able to net 2 goals, making it a 1-goal game. But that's all Stepan Shurgin would allow. He was coming off a season-high 35 saves against Guelph, had 32 total saves against the attack, and he would continue to make sure that they couldn't cut the Spirit's lead.
Back into the neutral zone, Hayden Barch on it for the Spirit. Back off the end wall in his own end. Look out, a steal, and he's shut down there. 2 big stops. Shurgin able to stop Pierce Bowie off a great opportunity.
24 seconds left in the third. Nick Sima would score an empty net goal to give the Spirit a final win, 7-5. Now big 2 goal nights, for Klepov and Barbanarov. Barbanarov will now be leading all of the OHL with 12 points. Levi Harper, another name mentioned, he scored a point in 5 of 6. The team's top defenseman in scoring, leading the Saginaw Spirit with a 4+ rating. A lot of guys to look for as they come in to the Tribute Community Center looking for another win here against the Generals. This is the first meeting of 2 meetings this season between the Spirit and the Generals. The Generals and Spirit did meet in the preseason. The Generals took a 6-5 shootout win, but only 1 win for them so far this season. We're going to step aside real quick, and when we come back, Dylan Clark will join us.
When you choose Garber for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. With the area's largest selection and lowest prices, Garber Chrysler is Saginaw County's #1 destination for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. You'll do better with Garber Chrysler Bay Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner as the Spirit close out a 3-3 weekend here with the Oshawa Generals, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And coach, 7-5 win in Owen Sound last night. You guys get back in the win column. What did you feel you executed the best?
Well, I think our track was unreal. I thought our D zone was what we're looking for was great. I think off the rush we were dynamic. I just think we just outcompeted, outworked. All the little things you need to do to win. And then I thought special teams did a great job. We score 1 on it. I mean, we give the 1 up as well, but then our PK was strong when we needed it to be. So it's all the little things that we're trying to do as a team added up. We just had a video session. There's so many good clips there for the guys of little things that add to winning outside of just the big overall skill stuff. So I thought from an identity standpoint, lots of good things, but I didn't like the Valeris penalty. I didn't like that we couldn't get it clear on one of the other goals, just little things like that we still got to, even though the game's, feels like it's in check, you got to finish games out the right way.
And on the special team side of things, Liam Storch has been seeing a lot of penalty kill time here in the early goings of the season. Is that something that when you go back to when you drafted him and when he was a younger player, was that in the cards for him, would you say? And just what have you seen from him? Because he's been out there for a lot of penalty killing time and playing valuable minutes.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate it. I think Kyle is really taking a liking to him on the kill. And obviously, I think with Storchy is in practice, it's hard for guys that are normally on the kill to get kill time when you're working on special teams, because a lot of times guys that double are on both. So if you're working on special teams, they get the power play time, and you have a bunch of kind of rug rat guys that do the killing. So over the years, think about the kills Storchy's played against, from our Memorial Cup power play teams to, the last 3 years, I think we've been a top 5 power, and he's had to kill it every day in practice. So I think those reps there have made him now just one of the best PK guys undercover in the league.
And you got 2 guys leading the OHL in scoring right now, Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov here in the early going of the season, shooting at 20% right now or thereabouts for both of those guys. Is that kind of a sustainable mark for them? And is that something that you can kind of project over the course of an entire season?
Yeah, I don't know if you can project it, but they know where to shoot pucks, and they're good at bringing pucks into high danger areas and getting high danger shots and scoring chances. So that's the thing is their shooting percentage is high, but watch where the shots are low. The location of shots are from areas where hey, you're probably going to score. They do a good job at dragging pucks inside the dots and getting inside on it. And I think the league still owes Kleppy 2 assists. He should have had one last night in the shot block that led to the empty net goal, and he has another one due to him. So hopefully here in a week, as those change, he has 2 more points to his total.
Sebastian Gervais, a guy we've talked about a lot. He's going to take over sole possession of 3rd place all time on the franchise games played list here. What have you seen so far from him in his overage season? And, again, what has he meant to you over the last 5 years now?
A lot from a leadership since day one. And then just, again, he's never going to be a 100-point guy, but his game generates offense and takes pucks from going in your net away. He's just such a good player when it comes to 200-foot and structure and doing it the right way and battles and being hard and all those things. So yeah, he might not score you 100 points in a year, but you cannot win a championship with a player if you don't have players like that just can bring the group together, can make things, hard every day in terms of the level of compete and pushing guys and nipping at the heels of guys to make sure they're pushing towards greatness and never taking days off. And like, he's almost like another coach on our staff he understands how we want to play. He can execute it from a structure and detail standpoint, but he holds other guys accountable. So he's a big time piece for us.
Lastly, an Oshawa team that's faced a lot of disappointment in the last couple of years. They're off to a bit of a sluggish start again here to start this season. What do you expect from them? Just how hungry do you expect them to come out here on this Sunday night?
Yeah, like they've had a 3-3 like us, but when you're not winning a lot of games, those teams, like, you can guarantee one thing: you're going to get effort, right? So just like us, like I don't necessarily think our record is like a world beating record with 2 wins and the rest of them being losses in some fashion. Like, I expect our team to play desperate. They're going to play desperate. And then it comes down to getting in your identity, execution, like managing situations and putting pucks good areas that you need to make sure you give yourself a chance to win. And I think the team that does a better job of just out competing the other and doing those little things here tonight will walk away with the result that they want.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary. Saginaw closes out the weekend here in Oshawa. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life, where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
No shortage of hockey for the Saginaw Spirit this weekend. They close out a 3-3 here in Oshawa, the home of the Generals at the Tribute Community Center, looking for 2 more points to put in the back pocket on the bus ride home back to Saginaw. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. My name is Dylan Clark. We've got a lot of action to get to here tonight, so we're not going to waste too much time to get to it. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. We'll start with the hometown Generals, who are taking the ice right now, if you couldn't tell. Luke Postumus is going to start out on the left side with Owen Griffin at center. Sam Roberts, the son of NHLer Gary Roberts, he starts out on the right side. On the blue line, Oshawa goes with Brady Blasig and Zach Sandu. And on the Spirit side of things, a similar lineup to last night's game in Owen Sound. Nick Sema, Igor Barabanov, and Nikita Klepov up front. Xander Valeris and Levi Harper on the blue line. Your starting lineup here, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Before we get the puck drop, back to the studio where Marin's got a quick look at the rest of the OHL. Your out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dylan. An action-packed day in the OHL starting off. Barrie with a 6-5 comeback win over Niagara. Niagara was leading 4-1 going into the final period, a 4-goal period for the Colts, put them ahead. The Sioux taking a 4-3 win over Niagara. Owen Sound with a 6-3 win over Windsor, 3 goals for them just in the first period. And the real nail-biter, Kingston over Erie, a 1-0 win. Kieran Dervin, the Vancouver Canucks third-round draft pick, scoring 90 seconds into the third. The Otters could not find the answer for that one. A lot of action going on around the OHL and one more game to go as we will get you to Puck Drop right away. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchek scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. He'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Busy weekend of hockey for the Saginaw Spirit here in the early goings of the month of October. And their final game of this 3-3 lands them in Oshawa, the Tribute Community Center, home of the Generals. Some pregame festivities before we get underway with our national anthems. And so a look at where these two teams stand heading into today's contest. It's been a little bit less than an ideal start to 2025-26 for both of these two hockey teams. Saginaw just getting back onto the right side of the winners column with a 7-5 victory against the Owen Sound attack yesterday. We took you through that earlier on in our pregame show, our pregame ceremonies of our own here. Saginaw on the right side of the win column right now. They currently sit at 6th place in the OHL's Western Conference, 2-1-2-1. Oshawa, some struggles to start as well. Just one win in their first 6 hockey games. That came back in the end of September, a victory by a score of 7-1 at the Guelph Storm. That was back on September the 26th. So what to make out of all this two hockey teams that are going to be very highly motivated to find 2 points here on this Sunday. Our national anthems, and we get ready to go with puck drop.
Please remain standing and join in the singing of the Canadian National Anthem as we are led by Coronation Public School.
National anthems here from Oshawa, and we're ready to go on this Sunday evening. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Down to our left, Jaden Cholette gets the nod for the Oshawa Generals. He has their only victory in the season so far. Again, coming back on September the 26th against the Guelph Storm. Former Cranbrook Buck out of the BCHL had 18 wins last season with the Bucks, 2.95 goals against average, 908 save percentage. Good enough to make him a member of the BCHL All-Rookie team. Former sixth-round pick of the London Knights back in 2022. Looking to get his numbers here in Oshawa up to those same levels where they were in Cranbrook last season. Stepan Shurigan for the Saginaw Spirit. Well, he makes his third consecutive start on the weekend, and a rocky start for the Russian goaltender has gotten a lot better here this weekend for Saginaw. Stopped 32 out of 37 against the Owen Sound attack. Last night, he was a large part of the reason why that game was kept under control in the first and second periods. Gets his second win of the year. Would like to improve, again, on a 4.06 goals against average and an 870 save percentage. But his last two starts have been indicative of improvement. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNEM TV5. Scott Ferguson and Aaron Neely are the referees. Spencer Knox and Dave Pohl will be the linesmen. The Spirit start out with the same top line. Nick Sema, the alternate captain. A right shot has been flipped to his off wing, the left side to skate with Igor Barabanov at center, Nikita Klepov on the right wing. It'll be Xander Valeris and Levi Harper, Saginaw's top-rated defensive pair. Both of those two players at a +4 to this point in the season. Oshawa, Luke Postumus, their free agent signing. They're recently brought in overager. He was a 7th-round pick by the Generals in 2021. They weren't sure if they were going to get him. Obviously, the NCAA rules changing Luke Postumus with Griffin and Roberts to start out for the Generals. Saginaw moving right to left. Our Delta College opening faceoff has us underway on this Sunday evening. Igor Barabanov back in his own end to pull things away, but a quick steal from Roberts. Then Posthumous in the first shot of the game is fought off by the goaltender Stepan Shurigan. Puck is back in behind his net right now. Posthumous shouldering against Saginaw Xander Valeris. The puck off the glass in behind Shurigan. Generals force a turnover to start this hockey game. Klepov finding Barabanov. Then down the right side, Nick Sema, hot shot. Past the right-handed catching glove of Jaden Cholette and wide. Josh Glavin on the regroup back in the neutral zone here for the Spirit. Barabanov down the right side. Klepov there for Sema. On and off his tape. As he got jammed up at the offensive blue line, this will be Brooks Rogowski back the other way for the Oshawa Generals. Oshawa in their home whites with the navy blue and red striping throughout. Some of the more iconic uniforms in junior hockey. Igor Barabanov taking over for the Spirit, flips it back in and goes for a line change. No icing comes up here as Haoshi Wang, second round pick of the San Jose Sharks, picks things up and moves it out the other direction for Oshawa. A little more than a minute gone. No score here in the first period between the Spirit and the Generals. This will be reeled back in by Saginaw's Carson Harmer before he gets crunched by Jalen Lobo on the near side boards. D-to-D pass in the Oshawa zone. Brady Murnane, rookie, free agent signing. This one fired back in and collected again by Saginaw's Carson Harmer before he makes the outlet pass to his counterpart, Jacob Kluche. Sidesteps an impending check there from Smirnov. And this one 50-50 in between the two benches. Finally comes to rest on the stick of Carson Harmer at center. Dropped off to Graydon Jones over the offensive blue line for the Spirit. Went back in behind the net of Jaden Cholette. Battling for it there with Sandu with Saginaw's Kluche. Sebastian Gervais up to the right point. Hayden Barch, and his shot goes off a boot. Settled down by Jacob Kluche for Jones, and a shot tipped in front by Gervais is saved by Cholette. At the last second, this rebound goes on to the far corner boards. Zach Sandu, the defenseman, on it there for the Generals. Ryan Hanrahan intercepts. Saginaw completes a line change. Hanrahan high in the zone, looking to go to the back door. Brody Papoy has to pick it up off the end boards. Papoy cuts into the circle, sends it up high for Barch. Walks off the boards. That one is blocked by a sliding Vadim Smirnov. Xander Valeris on the regroup at center for the Spirit. Deflects off the skate of Hanrahan, and he's back in with possession. 17.5 to go. Hanrahan drops it off for Brody Papoy. Back to Hanrahan at the left wing hash marks. Takes some pressure there from Figliomeni. This is back in behind the Generals' goal as Sandu tries to find Sang up the far side boards, but the Spirit keep the puck in the offensive end. Taken here by Sebastian Gervais, skating in his 266th Spirit game. Third all-time on the franchise list for Sebastian Gervais of Windsor. Figliomeni dumps this back in here for the Generals. 3 minutes gone in the first period, no score. Miroslav Shatan's line steps on here for the first time tonight. Up to Brody Papoy as he finishes his line change, and Shatan, 6'7", breezes into the offensive zone, and a long shot is right into the breadbasket of Jaden Cholette, where he hangs on for a faceoff. 16:55 here in the first period. 2 shots for the Spirit, just 1 for the Oshawa Generals. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. And it was a really good scoring chance after a turnover in the defensive zone by the Spirit that sent Oshawa in. And Stepan Shurigan again. Third straight start for him. He's been busy. He was dialed up and ready for that first shot as it came off the exchange from Owen Griffin. Face off now for the Spirit is in the offensive zone. This one won back instead by Owen Griffin. They put their top line back out against Saginaw's fourth. Generals fire it back in, and a turning puck will be blown down for icing here as Josh Glavin touches this up. No lineup changes for the Saginaw Spirit heading into this Sunday night contest. Brody Najim skates in his second consecutive hockey game after scoring his first of the year yesterday in Owen Sound. Blake Barnes is the only healthy scratch for the Spirit, the defenseman. Dimas Yilkin missing his 5th game with a lower body injury. And Drew Roscoe yet to make his Spirit debut as he recovers from an injury. Saginaw's second-round pick in this year's OHL priority selection. This one jammed back out by the Generals at center, and that one hatcheted into the Saginaw bench as Nick Sema came together with Sam Roberts. And that's deflected into the bench out of play, 16:35. This is back-to-back nights that the Spirit see a son of former NHLer Gary Roberts. Tonight, it is Sam, the rookie, the 16th overall pick by the Generals in this year's OHL priority selection. Last night, it was Noah Roberts in Owen Sound with the attack. And I do believe that is all of the Roberts boys that occupy the OHL. Fired back in. Josh Glavin onto the tape of the goaltender, Jaden Cholette. Is rimmed up the near side wall. Igor Barabanov tries to slip it back in front. Up at the left point, Josh Glavin Sent back around. Barabanov in it. In behind the general goal. Getting a rough ride there from Zach Sandu. Needing some help from Nikita Klepov. The puck squirts free. Owen Griffin on this here for the Generals. Uses the board to find Sandu again. 4 minutes gone in the first period. No score between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals here from the Tribute Community Center as Griffin tries to dust his way through the Spirit defense. No dice. Nikita Klepov on the counterattack for the Spirit. Throws a backhanded pass. He gets crunched by Haoxi Wang. And Wang picks this puck back up at center, and he's the other direction with speed. 6'6", 225 pounds. That's a lot of human being that just caught Nikita Klepov with his head down. Barabanov tries to throw it back the other direction. Hayden Barch up the right side. The defenseman leads the counterattack for the Spirit. Throws it back in. Line change for both parties as the goaltender Cholette sends this up the near sideboards. Skated into with speed. Jalen Lobo, left shot winger into the offensive zone for the Generals. Plays it around where Graydon Jones is there. He gets crunched. A heavy check by Oni Kalto. Puck back up the near sideboards. Two Generals trying to keep it in just inside the Spirit blue line. It'll be taken away by Saginaw's Graydon Jones, and a pass misfired for Liam Storch. So Haoxi Wang will fire it back around, and on the near side wall, it's taken by Najim. Takes the check from Rogowski. Miroslav Shatan can't find the cross-ice pass. Neither can Xander Valeris, fresh from the Spirit bench. So his misfired pass does not go down for an icing. Generals will spur the counterattack the other direction. Texera trying to move this into the offensive zone as he's shut down by Saginaw's Valeris. 14:45 to go, first period. No score here from Oshawa. Reeled back in by Texera. Down the left side. Spun back up to the point. Sandu, near side, it's Timmerman. Top of the right circle. Throws one to the net. Fought off by Shurigan. And he takes care of the rebound there for Jacob Kluche. Generals will shut that down at the Saginaw blue line and pump it back down low. Xander Valeris gets it up off the wall. Couple of collisions there. Valeris and Shatan were both taken into the glass by some heavy general checks. And the puck goes all the way down for an icing call. 14:21 left in this first period. No score. Stepan Shurigan. Another high-quality scoring opportunity from the Generals, this time off of a broken play. Able to shut things down and keep the Spirit here in a scoreless deadlock to start the game. Haoxi Wang starts out at the left point on this faceoff for the Generals. Formerly going by Simon, he's made the transition back to his native Chinese name, Haoxi. 33rd overall pick by San Jose. Spent some time at camp with Saginaw's Michael Misa not so very long ago. As this is sent back in behind the Spirit net, though General fans very happy to see number 7 back here in Oshawa. Texera for Franson. Generals are into the offensive zone. They put on the brakes at the hash mark. This one rimmed back underneath Vadim Smirnov. Up to Wang, and then it's Feely at the point. Shot deflected off the skate of Texera and Saginaw's Valeris. Jacob Kluche waves things back out into the neutral zone, onto the tape of Feely. Back up, on and off the tape of Ben Cormier. This is pushed back in behind the Saginaw net. 13:38 to go here in a scoreless first period. Trevor Thoyer out of the defensive zone for the Spirit. Jacob Kluche walks into the right wing circle offensive zone. His shot gets blocked. Tries to chase the rebound down. It's come back out in front, and a little bit of a tie up there between Trevor Thoyer and one of the Generals. No scoring opportunity comes out of it. Josh Glavin's back in his own end after the puck was cleared. Trevor Thoyer will get a rough ride there from Rowan Sang, but does chop it back into the offensive zone for the Spirit. His line scurries back to the Saginaw bench. Zach Sandu, meanwhile, sees that puck flip up on him in the defensive zone for the Generals. So he's going to have to think better as he wanted to exit the zone with speed. 12:56 to go in the opening frame. Back and forth, open play. James Go. No score yet here in the first as he's got this puck over to Josh Glavin. Backhanded up the near side boards of the Spirit end by Papoy. Sebastian Gervais can't skate it into the offensive end with speed. Haoxi Wang throws it off the near side boards, and Josh Glavin turns it back in deep in behind the general net where Jaden Cholette, the goaltender, keeps it out of danger. Owen Griffin spinning around up through the neutral zone. 6 points in his first 4 games to start his sophomore OHL season. Graydon Jones, as this is back in behind the Saginaw goal now. Hanrahan closes off Griffin with a check. Brody Murnane throws it back in behind the Saginaw net. Here's Griffin back up high for Wang. The shot sent wide off the end boards. Now Murnane again sends it towards the net. Deflected on its way through and reaching out to scoop it up with the stick in his catching glove. The netminder, Stepan Shurigan. 12:04 to go. First period. No score here between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. We're back to the Tribute Community Center after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You'll do better at Garber.
When you choose Garber Chevy in Saginaw for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better payment today on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse at Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw. Online at GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
No score here in the first period between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. Couple of good scoring chances prior to that last break off the stick of Oshawa's Hao-Shi Wang. We talked about him a little bit. Scored his first OHL goal yesterday in a loss to the Barrie Colts for the Generals. Again, looking for just their second win on the season, but good for Wang to get that first OHL goal. Played 32 games for the Generals last season after joining the team from the King Rebellion in the OJHL. 2 helpers in 32 games, but again, the frame, 6'6", 225. That's what attracted the Sharks early in the second round of this year's NHL draft. Shot off the draw, goes into the skate of Igor Barabanov. They take it out of the defensive zone, the Spirit do. Nick Sema there for Klepov. Top prospect available for this year's NHL draft. Stolen, and here comes Luke Posthumus down the right side. A hot shot wide on the blocker side of Shurigan. Zach Sandu for Blasig. Back in the neutral zone. Flipped in, and around the horn it rides. Hayden Barch. Reverse hit on Owen Griffin. Puck moved around Sam Roberts. Up the far side boards. Rookie standout so far. Roberts backends this back in deep. 4 goals here in just his 7th game played in the Ontario Hockey League. This one played up to center by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Griffin pulls it away from Nick Sema. Roberts, the check from the overage Sema. Klepov for Barabanov, and the Spirit offside here. 11:14 to go in the first period. And that is the dynamic duo, at least to start this 2025-26 season for the Saginaw Spirit. Igor Barabanov just had a streak snapped in which he had points in each of his first 5 OHL contests, or 4 of his first 5 OHL contests it was. Klepov has still found points in all 6 going into tonight, and those 2 are 1 and 2 with 12 and 11 points, leading the Ontario Hockey League going into tonight's game. They move the puck back into the offensive zone. Levi Harper tries to shug off a check from Oni Kalto. This is taken back on the counterattack. Hao-Shi Wang for Lobo, stepping into a shot. Pad saved by Shurigan. Levi Harper on the counterattack. The Spirit defenseman tries to throw a cross-ice pass. That's deflected by Xander Valeris. He continues the pursuit back into the Generals' end. Colin Feely getting that out of danger for Oshawa, and it's going to bounce back between the skates of Josh Glavin. Taken back by the stick of Saginaw's Valeris. Up the near boards. Played away from Oni Kalto. Hao-Shi Wang down the left side. This is Brooks Rogowski. Back in behind the Saginaw net where he's met by the left shoulder of Josh Glavin. The puck spun around by Xander Valeris. On the near side boards now. Anthony Timmerman fired back in behind the Saginaw net nearly halfway through the first period. No score. A couple of close calls here as the Generals mounting pressure in the offensive end. Timmerman steps into a shot. Clear path to the net. It goes into the catching glove of Stepan Shurigan, and he hangs on for a faceoff here with 10:14 left in this first period. D-zone draw coming up here for Saginaw. Second line comes back out. Jacob Kluche, Carson Harmer, and Trevor Thoyer. Kluche, first multi-point game of the season last night. Couple of assists in Owen Sound, and looking more like himself as he gets back into the swing of things after returning from his first NHL training camp. 7th round selection by the Winnipeg Jets this past summer. 12 multi-point games for Jacob Kluche last year. 23 goals, 24 assists. Good enough to make him a part of the OHL second all-rookie team. And a big part of things to come here in Saginaw in the near future. This is moved out. Into the Generals' end. Carson Harmer is going to fire that puck. It rides up his stick, goes off the glass, into the netting, out of play. 10 minutes on the dot left in this first period. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. 5-2 still in favor of Oshawa. Under the first-year head coaching, first year here in Oshawa head coaching. As the music spills over here of Mario Pouliot. Generals into the offensive end. More on head coach Pouliot when we get our next stoppage. Sandu, a point shot that's going to go high into the top of the glass. It looked like it stayed in play. They'll blow things down and say that tagged some netting. Mario Pouliot was an associate coach. He was hired as an associate coach for the Generals back on March 11th. Joined them for that playoff run that eventually ended in an Eastern Conference championship and an OHL Finals loss for the second consecutive year to the London Knights. He takes over as the head coach. 2 Memorial Cups in Pouliot's back pocket. Was the general manager and head coach of the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies, the Acadie Bathurst Teton. Before that, he was a head coach, as an assistant coach with Rouyn-Noranda, Baie-Comeau Drakkar as well in the QMJHL. So some QMJHL coaching royalty joining the Generals here in 2025-26 behind the bench. Couple of collisions as the Spirit move this puck out of the D zone. Not much comes of it, though. Harrison Franson for Figliomeni on the right side. Generals trying to spin this back up through neutral territory. A broken stick for Carson Harmer sends him back to the bench. Can't play that puck before he gets a new stick. So an outlet pass goes by the wayside. Generals push it back in. Ben Cormier, backhanded by Graydon Jones. Leaned into by Rowan Sang. This is thrown back up and out past the Spirit bench. Regrouping Generals. Brady Murnane fires it off the stick, and it's angled in by Figliomeni. Luke Posthumus. Nice toe drag by the Spirit defenseman Harper to get around the forechecking overager. Now Hanrahan's going to kick a backhanded pass out to Valeris. Onside is Gervais. Valeris' shot is blocked on its way. The rebound chance sent through the goal mouth. Off the far side boards, Brody Papoy. 8:43 to go. No score here in the first. A turning shot by Papoy. Fought off by the goaltender Cholette from 6 feet off. At the right point, Levi Harper walking the blue line. Dances onto the near side. He's got Owen Griffin with him. Cuts back the other direction. Lets a shot go into traffic and into the goaltender. Jaden Cholette makes the save to hang on. Best scoring chances for the Spirit in this game so far on that sequence right there. With 8:29 to go in the first period, it stays scoreless. But a fantastic chance by Saginaw's free agent signing Brody Papoy. Goal and an assist in his first couple of games. He's quieted down a little bit here through 6 games played. No more pucks have found the back of the net for Papoy. Good scoring opportunity there. And then Levi Harper. We'll get more into his body of work as he's got the puck right now on the right wing circle off the draw. Shot to the net, blocked on its way. Still loose there. And corralled by Oshawa's Sam Roberts. He leads the general counterattack back in. Left the puck there for Feely. Taken to task by Saginaw's Harper. Stick lift there. Harper gets it out of danger. Back up to the left point. Griffin reels it in. Up just inside the Spirit blue line. Griffin trying to get past Papoy. Gervais comes on to help. Good stick lift there by Gervais to get it out past Hao Shi Wang. Maybe a 2-on-1 as the Spirit come back in. Gervais can't slide the puck across to Papoy. Feely cut that one off, and it'll be Owen Griffin back the other direction here for the Generals. Inside 8 to go. No score in the first period. Brody Papoy for Barabanov. Quickly down the left side. Shakes on past the defenseman. This one taken back by Brady Blasig. Sebastian Gervais stationed there against Blasig, and Sandu picks it up back in behind the Generals' goal as they angle this puck off the glass. James goal for Josh Glavin. Ramped back in by Nikita Klepov. And they thought they were going to call him offside for a second. He puts it back in front. Rebound chances loose. Barabanov. That goes off the left pad of Jaden Cholette. James go. Attempted shot from the point. This is taken away by Brooks Rogowski. Nikita Klepov battling against him in the neutral zone. Here come the Generals back in. Oni Calto down the right side. A backhanded shot. Goes through the goal crease and out the other side. Poked away from Jalen Lobo by Barabanov. 7 minutes left. No score in the first period. Generals move it back in. The pace has increased here in the later stages of the first frame. Hao Shi Wang back at center. Cross-ice pass. Brady Murnane, his defensive partner, fires it back in. James Go, the first man to it for the Spirit. Jalen Lobo takes him into the end boards. The puck is underneath those two somewhere as they go down. And a wraparound chance is loose and a save by the right pad of Stepan Shurigan. Right on the doorstep was Vadim Smirnov. Nikita Klepov off the board. Skated into by Nick Sema in the offensive zone. Stomps the brakes and drops it off in the circle for Klepov. Back behind the net. Klepov, the wraparound backhander. Shut down by Cholette. The attempted pass back in front is shut down. And an attempted check as Klepov wanted to put the shoulder through one of the Generals. That hit misfired. Hao Shi Wang has some time on the Generals regroup here. Throws that up the far side wall back around. And it goes for an icing as Graydon Jones is the first man back to it. The officials will try to sort out who should and should not be on the ice for Oshawa. Bit of a strange moment earlier, about 2.5 minutes of play ago. Klepov moving into the offensive zone. You likely heard our microphones up here pick up the official yell offside. Klepov was in with a full head of steam, and he just hadn't caught up with the puck yet. It was back down towards the goal line. He takes a quick look over at the linesman, and the linesman put his arm back down, realized it wasn't offside, and play continued there for the Spirit. They almost got a scoring chance out of it. And to be clear, we're of the opinion it shouldn't have been offside. And that was the decision made by Spencer Knox, the linesman, as well. This one thrown back in behind the Spirit net. Not much to go through there, as it's another icing. 5:55 left in a fast-moving first period. No goals yet. We're back to Oshawa after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Things moving right along here in Oshawa through the first 14 or so minutes of this hockey game. 5:55 to go in the first. No score between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. Saginaw's one and only meeting here to Oshawa this season. These two teams will meet later on, and Saginaw looking for what would be their first win in a couple of years. Last time the Spirit pulled out the W here at the Tribute Community Center, November the 6th, 2022, a 5-0 win. Tristan Lennox made 26 saves in a shutout effort. 3 points each for Pavel Minchikov and Mitchell Smith, who was the first star of the game. The would-be Saginaw Spirit captain, 2 goals and a helper. +3 on the night and helped Saginaw to the W. The Generals move things back out. No score yet in this one, though. And Mitchell Smith was a featured player at Spirit training camp. He's gotten some reps in as an alum. Xander Valeris angled back up, looking for Nick Sema there. And the Spirit now just as guilty of icing as the Generals had been on the last handful of exchanges. 5:28 left in this first period. Saginaw native Mitchell Smith with the Rapid City Rush this season in the ECHL. But again, when he comes home, known to hop on the ice with the Spirit from time to time in the early September time of the year. D-zone face-off to the right is Stepan Shurigan. 5.5 to go here in this first period. Still looking for the first goal. As this is sent back down into the Generals' end. No icing here as Brady Blasig will get back to it. 3rd-round pick of the Generals in last year's OHL priority selection. 6'3", 207 pounds. Slated to be a fixture on the back end here for years to come. James Go up to Liam Storch as the Spirit try to move into the offensive end. Josh Glavin lays it back in from the General blue line. Back behind their net. Miroslav Shatan closes with Sandu. Storch trying to put that puck in front. It got there, but nobody was home. Now Owen Griffin leads the Oshawa counterattack down the wing. 3 against 3, they hit the line. Griffin trying to drive wide on James Go there. Did, but a stick lift by Glavin on Posthumus made sure that wasn't a scoring opportunity. Here comes Shatan back the other way. Reeled back in by Anthony Timmerman. Posthumus up from center red. Lays it back in. Hayden Barch in behind the net of Shurigan. 4.5 to go here in the first. Barch for Jones. Up at center. Turning puck goes back in. Timmerman in behind the net of Jaden Cholette. 6 shots aside here in this game. Shots brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. 50-50 at center. Figliomeni comes away with this one here for the Generals. Anthony Timmerman for Hao Shi Wang. Timmerman again. They hit center red. You guessed it. Fire the puck back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Barch there for Graydon Jones. Up to Sebastian Gervais. Waits at the line for reinforcements. Timmerman closes him off. Gervais stays with it. Spins away and throws to Popoy in the corner. Brody Popoy gets a shoulder up high there from Rowan Sang. A glancing blow. That'll send Oshawa back in. Cormier drops it off. Figliomeni. Shot blocked by a prone Graydon Jones. Back behind the Saginaw net now. 2 aside. Stepan Shurigan waits patiently in his goal crease. This is fired back in and ends up back behind the net again. Jones takes the check, moves the puck. Xander Valeris to Ryan Hanrahan. 3:20 left in the first. No score. Angled back in by Gervais. Hanrahan catches up to it. Left circle shot just fought off by the right hand of Jaden Cholette. Hanrahan back to the bench. Good bid for what could have been his first goal in the Ontario Hockey League. No dice, though. 3 assists in his first 6 games played at the OHL level. Brooks Rogowski now down the right side into the offensive end for Oshawa. Stymied there by Saginaw's Levi Harper, who stays with the puck. Harper try to pull it off the wall. Generals have it here high in the zone. This will be turned around. Oni Kelto from the right wing circle. That shot glances into the glass. Sandu in the corner, patrolled there by Harper. Carson Harmer comes over, spinning around the puck up into the air, down to the goal line. Brooks Rogowski with 2:37 to go in the first. Sends it back in behind the Saginaw net, up the near side. Brady Murnane has it knocked away by Trevor Thorpe. Generals pump the puck back in behind the Saginaw goal where Levi Harper is there. Stretch pass, knocked down by one hand on the stick from Jacob Kluche. Rejected at the Oshawa blue line. So it's sent back into the Saginaw end as Franson is locked up with Kluche, and stepping on the puck was Levi Harper, so he takes a spill, gets back up and knocks it off a stick. Smirnoff out of the right wing corner, offensive end for the Generals. Murnane shot, that one's off Franson. Carson Harmer gets back to it in his own end, has to delay and just settle to get that puck off the glass. Brady Murnane here inside the final 2 minutes of the first. Spins away from Nick Seema in the neutral zone. Smirnoff. Cross-ice pass is deflected. Klepov bunts it ahead. 1 man against 3. Trying to get through all of them. No dice there as he's hit by Hao-Shi Wang. Barabanov on the loose puck in the offensive end. Skates across the top of the slot and a shot is fought off. The rebound chance there. Jammed by Seema. And that is stopped as well by Jaden Cholette for a face-off. 1:37 left and some greetings being given in front of the Generals net. Klepov is currently locked up with Brady Murnane. They are separated. First real scoring opportunity for the Spirit in some time. 1:37 left in this first period. Cholette holding the door shut so far. And despite the struggles for Oshawa here in the early goings of this season, again, just 1 win out of their first 6 contests. Cholette's managed to hang on to a pretty decent save percentage at .908 through 4 appearances. One of the rare right-handed catching goaltenders in the OHL. Generals will jam this back out at center here. 90 seconds left in this first period. They'd like a late one. Roberts trying to drive by James Go. Gets the puck through. Draws a penalty as well. And a holding call. The Saginaw's overage defenseman Go. 1:24 left in the first. Go takes a seat. Good work there by Roberts as he just kind of drags the puck in between the legs of the Saginaw defenseman. Go to the box on a hold. Saginaw killed off 3 out of 4 Owen Sound power plays last night. They'll go back to work on the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. It's been a bit of a sore spot to start the year for the Spirit. 8 power play goals against through 29 chances. 72.4% on the kill. That's 18th out of 20. Generals win the offensive zone faceoff. Griffin for Wang in the right circle. That one blocked by Hayden Barch. He's back up on his skates. Griffin center point over the far side. Posthumous rings that one off the crossbar. Hao-Shi Wang off the boards. Griffin over to Posthumous again. Far circle. Griffin now walking, waiting, opening, and that shot snapped wide. Hao-Shi Wang. Griffin up high again. Final 60 in the first. Wang, one-time shot. That one hit his own man. Down in front of the net, Brooks Rogowski. On the loose puck, Owen Griffin here. They got the Spirit hemmed in. Another shot and a glove save made by Shurigan. As Barch comes over to give Brooks Rogowski a little how do you do. Rogowski fights off the sting of that one-timer from Wang. And a little bit of a stick in the midsection from Saginaw's Hayden Barch. Good save again as Stepan Shurigan is able to locate that puck through traffic. Rogowski stays out. Sam Roberts does as well. He's on the left side. Posthumous will make his way back to the left circle as soon as the puck is dropped. Carson Harmer, the defending forward here for the Spirit. Defending center, rather. The Generals win the draw. Hao-Shi Wang just inside the right circle. This one off a body and out of play. Faceoffs have been a bit of a sore spot for Saginaw here in the last little bit. They've been out-dueled in the draw for 3 straight games. 34-23 last night to the Owen Sound attack. Sebastian Gervais, their only center, as we have to redrop this puck, who was above 50% from the faceoff circle. And difficult because Gervais has gone back and forth between center and the wing. And we're going to have a penalty here. The puck was played by the hand of Brooks Rogowski. He's going to argue it, but a faceoff violation has been given to the Oshawa Generals, Rogowski. So a little bit of good fortune for the Spirit here. We'll go down to 4-on-4 and an offensive zone faceoff here for the Spirit. So wrapped up in the faceoff numbers that we didn't see the violation right in front of us. D-zone draw won by the Oshawa Generals. Brooks Rogowski in the penalty box for a faceoff violation. He played it with his hand, trying to win it back. Hao Shi Wang off the near boards. Posthumous just inside the offensive blue line with 30 to go in the period. Sandu down into the right wing corner. Back in behind the Spirit net. Plays it off the boards to himself. Tried the centering pass. Off the backside of the net. Here's Posthumous trying to turn around. Watched well there by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. 10 seconds left. Griffin back up to the top of the zone here at 4-on-4. The drop pass. Hao Shi Wang with 7. Dropping back away from Barabanov. Over. Griffin back to Wang here with 3. Fans want a shot. Sandu spins around. They won't get one. It glances off of Nikita Klepov, and the puck is in the corner. So a good bit of action in that first period. Consistent. 9 shots for the Saginaw Spirit, 7 for the Oshawa Generals. We'll have 36 seconds at 4-on-4 when we begin play in the second period, and then an abbreviated power play for Saginaw as Brooks Rogowski is in the penalty box for a face-off violation. First intermission is upcoming. We'll take a look back at what was, again, a semi-uneventful, no-score first period. And then we'll bring in Saginaw's head scout, Greg Hamill, who's in the area. Talk to Greg about the scouting process and, well, what are all the Spirit Scouts doing in October? The answer is quite a lot. All that and more coming up after this, your first intermission on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport. Conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, no long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Welcome back into the Storm Masters exterior studio. Marin Klein here with the Raymond Intermission Report. Empower your purpose. Well, a 0-0 game so far in Oshawa. The Generals had some aggressive opportunities early. Stepan Shurgin keeping them off the board with some key saves.
Underneath those two somewhere as they go down, and a wraparound chance is loose, and a save by the right pad of Stepan Shurgin. Right on the doorstep was Vadim Smirnov.
Brody Papoy and Levi Harper, two names heard a lot throughout that first period. All over the ice, they had a high-quality chance about halfway through that period. Harper battling to try to get that puck into the back of the net.
At the right point, Levi Harper walking the blue line, dances onto the near side. He's got Owen Griffin with him. Cuts back the other direction, lets a shot go into traffic and into the goaltender. Jaden Cholette makes the save to hang on. Best scoring chances for the Spirit in this game so far on that sequence right there. With 8:29 to go in the first period, it stays scoreless.
There was a lot of back and forth action. Bar Barnoff would fire the puck in toward the net with a little under 2 minutes to go. Nick Sema, he had a key rebound opportunity. He couldn't get it past Cholette. Tensions would start to rise.
Barabanov on the loose puck in the offensive end. Skates across the top of the slot, and a shot is fought off. The rebound chance there, jammed by Sema, and that is stopped as well by Jaden Cholette for a face-off. 1:37 left, and some greetings being given.
Two back-to-back penalties. First, Saginaw's James Go called for holding. There was a key opportunity there as Owen Griffin got a chance to get the puck behind Surgin. He made a big save in the final seconds to keep it at 0-0.
On the loose puck, Owen Griffin here. Got the Spirit hemmed in. Another shot and a glove save made by Shurigan.
Oh, Rogowski would be called for a face-off violation, so the period would end in some 4v4 action, a few chances for either side. But coming back in the second, the Spirit will have the man advantage and try to capitalize a strong penalty kill. Great performance so far by both teams' goaltenders. A little bit of a slow start in that first period as time went on. Both teams had some high-quality chances, but staying at 0-0 so far in this one. Now, when we come back, Dylan will be standing aside with Greg Hamill, the Saginaw Spirit head scout. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit hockey.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, you can lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Wash away your cares on calm waters. Dip your paddles, set sail, or wander a while on scenic trails. Savor authentic local flavors, crafted by passionate chefs and made possible by the hands of our hardworking farmers. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at GoGreat.com.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Hi, this is Jacob Gutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Tribute Community Center. No score through 20 minutes between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. Saginaw a 9-7 shot advantage, and not much else beside that. But fortunate for us, we do have Saginaw's head scout, Greg Hamill, in the building tonight. Greg, keeping a watchful eye over everything, and 5th year as head scout for the Saginaw Spirit, and it's been a different year, I think, in terms of what to look out for with the NCAA rule changes. We got a lot of new faces here into the fold. And for you and Dave Drinkle and the rest of the scouting staff, I mean, what has the last, 12, 18 months been like in this shifting landscape?
Yeah, it's a whole new world we're in right now with eligibility changes in the NCAA and just more opportunity to see different players, probably more interest in our league too. We've definitely noticed through our draft process, younger kids, 15, 16-year-olds have a lot more interest in learning about our league, and it's exciting for us, right? No league, no players kind of closing the door on us. It's a whole new opportunity to grab some players, and we've seen that early on in this season.
Well, you got two of the guys that you bring over from the USHL that were USHL guys last year, Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov. I mean, again, the conversation over the summer is, you expect these guys to be pretty darn big pieces of the hockey team. Well, they're leading the OHL in scoring right now between those two. So is it a little bit of vindication and confirmation that you guys were right all along? How good is it to see those guys turn it up early, and what is it about those two players that makes them so special offensively?
Well, it's awesome to see. Obviously, it's a very difficult league, and for them to come to the league and make an impact right away, it's pretty impressive. And they fit the mold of the type of player that we want. Laz obviously plays a very high-paced, possession, skilled type game, and those players thrive in that environment. In the case of Barabanov playing in the USHL the last couple of years, had good seasons, but I think this opportunity with Laz and the style that we play, it just fits his game to a T. He's got a ton of skill. He sees the ice extremely well. So for him, it's kind of been a natural fit, and he's done a really good job with it. But yeah, like I said, obviously a very tough league to come into, and they've exceeded expectations, and it's been huge contributors for us.
We're talking with Greg Hamill, Saginaw's head scout here, as the Spirit in the midst of a scoreless first intermission against the Oshawa Generals. And Greg, I want to shift gears a little bit, talk about some of the younger guys, some of the rookies to the OHL that the Spirit did draft through the priority selection, namely Levi Harper, Ryan Hanrahan. They're getting their skates under them. Levi Harper right now, he's fourth among OHL defensemen in scoring. It's early in the season, only 6 games in, but these guys don't exactly look out of place in this pace of play. What is it about those guys? What did you identify about them? And again, how good is it to see them kind of fitting right in early on?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, we see that they can fit, but to actually, bring them here and for them to fit, it's awesome to see. I think the big thing for both of them is just their intelligence. I mean, they both think the game at an extremely high level, and they both skate really well. Like Levi Harper, obviously, there's an opportunity here. There's no question, without Zane Perek. There's an opportunity to run a power play and step in offensively, and he's taken it and run with it, which is good to see. But I think both of them, they work hard each day. They bring a high level of hockey sense, so they've been a good fit for sure.
And for you guys right now, you and again, Dave Drinkle, Spirit GM, and all the rest of the scouting staff, we're early into the season right now. It feels like we're far away from a draft, but the work doesn't stop. And these are probably some of the more important weeks and months of the season for you guys. What does the average October look like for the life of the Spirit scouting staff?
Yeah, it's busy right away. Even we're beginning of October, and we've already been to 3 tournaments. It's amazing how the minor hockey season picks up quickly, and it happens really fast. So for our scouting staff, it's just continuing to build our networks, get reports done on players, meet coaches, meet parents, meet players, get to know these kids for the upcoming draft. And it's exciting. This is what we enjoy. We enjoy kind of uncovering different players from all areas of Ontario, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania. So we're busy. We're hard at it and preparing for the draft in the spring.
Well, Greg, appreciate the time. Always good talking with you, and always good seeing the players that you guys draft light up the scoreboard in front of us. So thanks for all that as well. Greg Hamill, head scout for the Saginaw Spirit. We'll take a break. Scoreless between the Spirit and the Generals right now. When we come back, quick breakdown and some thoughts on that first period, and then we're back for puck drop again. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevy Linwood for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Lease your Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse for less in Linwood. Get a better overall experience at Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13 north of Bay City. Online, GarberLinwood.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back into the Storm Master Exteriors studio. We're going to be joined by Dylan Clark over in Oshawa. Dylan, a back and forth first period, a bit of a slow start for the Spirit. And starting off, just talking about Oshawa's defense, you mentioned it pregame. This team is going to be coming in, bit of a chip on their shoulder, haven't had the start to the season they've wanted. They've had some slower starts. How have they looked so far in this game?
Well, Marin, it looks like two teams that have played 3 games in 3 nights here. They don't look like they've got the most gas left in the tank, and I think there's a bit of a feeling out process. The biggest thing, I think, for Saginaw right now, Oshawa's doing a good job kind of taking away their speed in the neutral zone. We mentioned Simon Haushi Wang quite a bit, Brady Blasig as well, and Zach Sandu on the back end. The Spirit are having a little bit of trouble getting speed through the neutral zone. Those 3 guys have been a really big part of it right there. So they're a big part of the reason why it's a scoreless hockey game. And if the Spirit can't figure out how to get through those guys in the neutral zone, it might stay that way for a little while longer.
Yeah, in a scoreless game, talking about Stepan Shurigan, he's had some key saves early in this one. He's played pretty well on this road trip. What are you seeing from him today?
Well, it's been a bounce-back weekend for him, for sure. And that's what he needed. That's what the Spirit hockey team needed. He had to fight off a really grade A scoring chance early on. That kind of got him into the game, or whether he was ready for it or not. And it ended up being probably a good thing for the Spirit. 7 shots is not an overly busy first period, but some of them threw some pretty high-danger scoring opportunities. And one off the crossbar as well. So you got to get a little bit of luck in there as well. Shurigan's looked strong, and that's really good for this team moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Haushi Wang, a name that's been mentioned a lot for the Generals. A name that seems to be popping up a lot throughout this period is Brody Popoy for the Spirit. What have you liked from his play in the first?
Well, the reason that Brody Popoy got a contract out of camp for the Spirit as a free agent is just the way that he battles. Throws the body around a lot. He's not a massive kid, but 6'2", has a pretty decent frame to him. And like I said, he uses that body well. So we saw the scoring chance as he came out from behind the net and got that shot off there. Spirit get back in the offensive zone. He's worked really well with Ryan Hanrahan and Sebastian Gervais. We're about to get going here in the second period. I think we see a lot from those 3 as well.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Dylan. Should be a very exciting second period as both teams are going to be looking to get on the board. We're going to step aside and have all the action from the second. When we come back, you're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown. where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Fun Town. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Back inside the Tribute Community Center. No score as we get set to start the second period. Saginaw 9-7 shot advantage in the first. Couple of carryover penalties. Brooks Rogowski finishes out a face-off violation. Played the puck with his hand. James Go still has 36 seconds left on his holding penalty. We start the second. Delta College opening face-off at 4-on-4. And then a short power play upcoming for the Saginaw Spirit as they move left to right here in period 2. Braden Jones, the defenseman, leads the rush back in. Barabanov, the drop-off. That one deflects off the stick of Colin Feely up into the netting, out of play. So the face-off to come in the offensive end to the right of Jaden Cholette. Thanks again to Spirit head scout Greg Hamill for joining us during the intermission report. A unique perspective. I don't think the average fan thinks too much about what goes into getting these players here. Greg and his staff, along again with Spirit GM Dave Drinkle, all the work that they put in, they're spending lots and lots of time in hockey arenas, both big and small, this time of the year. And Nikita Klepov gets taken down right off this faceoff. It'll be a delayed penalty to Zach Sandu. Tripping call. So 12 seconds left on the James Go penalty. We'll skate 4-on-3, an advantage for Saginaw. And then as Go comes out of the box, it'll be 40 and some change on a 5-on-3 for the Spirit. So big-time opportunity here, just 24 seconds into a scoreless second period. Tripping is the call. This is really the beginning of the first IBEW Local 557 power play for Saginaw. The Generals win the defensive zone draw. They wrap this one off the boards, but it's held in by Levi Harper at the point. Over to Barabanov. Nick Sema is waiting in front of the net. Klepov in the right circle. Harper with the puck. Back over. Barabanov. Harper again between the dots. Rips it there, and a good save made. Rebound is loose. Comes back out. Now here's Nick Sema turning around, and that one up over the crossbar. The goaltender still on his backside. Jaden Cholette sprawling around. Escapes unscathed. James goes out of the box now, shorthanded. They score! The puck came back the other direction. Harrison Franson picks it up. Everybody was looking around. The last man to beat was Levi Harper. Franson steps in and snaps that one through the body of Stepan Shurigan. And what should have been a magnificent start to the period for Saginaw, Harrison Franson takes the wind out of their sails. It's 1-0 Oshawa. First goal of the season for Harrison Franson. A shorthanded 5-against-3 shorthanded goal. Goes back against the Spirit, but they got 20 seconds to figure things out on the 5-on-3. They're into the offensive end. Barabanov for Harper. 3 bodies in front of the net. Harper takes a shot, and that goes wide. Igor Barabanov. Levi Harper walking. Barabanov back to the seam. Klepov sends an open net. One-timer wide. This comes back around. Final second of the Brooks Rogowski penalty. He is out of the box. 1 minute at 5-against-4 for the Spirit. 1-0 after a shorthanded Generals goal. Harper near side. Klepov, one-timer off the body and a right pad save by Cholette. Klepov's got it. Broken stick for a General. Cross-ice pass is off the boards for Barabanov. Left wing circle. Goal line. This is Sebastian Gervais. Barabanov again. Waiting away with 40 on the power play. Harper up at the left point. Near side. Klepov, one-timer kicked out by Jaden Cholette. And the puck back up. It hits the broken stick. And Harrison Franson's on this again, shorthanded. He just lays it back in. And Brooks Rogowski, the forechecker against Levi Harper. Nick Seema's on this with 22 seconds left in the Spirit power play. Nick Seema leads the attack in for the Spirit, drops it off. Gervais handcuffed high in the zone by Oni Calto. Cross ice. Here's Klepov turning in that shot. Fought off by Cholet as well. Nick Seema bumped by Feely. Puck back around. Murnane puts it off the wall, and it's going to bounce over the stick of Carson Harmer. James Go now finds Levi Harper. And the Spirit are onside. Or the Spirit are offside. The Generals are back at full strength as Sandu is out of the box. And boy, is that a tough pill to swallow for Saginaw. The second they find themselves up at 5 against 3. Harrison Franson, a shorthanded goal. Owen Griffin gets the only assist on it. Saginaw has had the most shorthanded events of any team in the OHL coming into tonight. League leading 3 and now 4 shorthanded goals against. They've scored a pair of shorties as well. That was the first shorthanded goal of the season for the Generals. They've not been involved in a shorthanded marker to this point, as that shot goes off a leg from the right point. Generals in the offensive end, leading Saginaw 1-0. Just shy of 3 minutes gone here in the second period. Shorthanded marker from Harrison Franson has the Generals up to the early lead here in period 2. 3 against 3. They just now come out of the corner with this puck, as it's Zach Sandu up at the left point of the Spirit end. This is blocked. Jacob Kluche. Counterattack, might have a break. Kluche down the right side with Texier back. A rebound chance. That one turned off as well. 2 big stops by Cholet on Jacob Kluche. Rolls around high in the zone. Kluche into traffic. That shot goes wide. Off the end boards. Anthony Figliometti is hit. The turnover comes now to Carson Harmer. Rowan Sang backhands this puck back into the Spirit end. James Go. Long toss up the boards. Jacob Kluche down the wing. Hitting the zone with speed. Got whacked there. And a delayed penalty is coming, as it's going to be a slashing call. Harmer back up high. Graydon Jones, the shot goes high and into the glass. Finally, it's touched up by Anthony Timmerman. And he is guilty of slashing. And the fans here are going to let the officiating crew hear it about that one. 16-18 left in period 2. And a rash of 3 straight minor penalties to the Oshawa Generals. Timmerman for slashing. Saginaw back to the IBEW Local 557 power play, hoping for a better result than the last time. They've had some really good scoring chances here in the second period. They've just all gone up and over the bar into the glass. Either that or into the pads of Jaden Cholet. Puck off the draw. Near side, Klepov. That one goes right into the crest of the Oshawa goaltender. He's going to pin it against the Generals logo and get a face-off now in the near side circle. Open net opportunity missed by Klepov as well. And again, not to belabor the point, but adding insult to injury, the goaltender was very much down and out and sprawling, swimming really on that Nick Seema turnaround chance earlier on that Saginaw power play, right before that puck spilled back out, down for the 1-0 goal. Here's a chance off the draw, sliding block there by Franson, the goal scorer. On a Kluche one-time chance. Harper just inside the blue line. 15 seconds gone on the third power play here for Saginaw. Barabanov has some trouble with it in the circle. Kluche comes over, drops it off after a check from Sandu. Tries to poke it away from Owen Griffin. Here's Kluche looking near side. One-timer, Klepov. That's out the other direction. Barabanov, now Harper. Back over. Barabanov off the boards. Behind the net, Kluche rips it up high. Here's Harper near side. And Klepov's chance. Pinballs around, goes wide. Jacob Kluche got blocked there by an official. He's going to give it to him. And the Generals clear. Dropped off by Stepan Shurigan. An unfortunate turn of events for the Spirit, as Kluche was trying to get after that puck, and he was inadvertently blocked by Aaron Neely, the referee. Spirit are back in. Gervais in front. Harper's alone. He gets handcuffed at the last second. Good defensive play by Hao Shi Wang on a partial breakaway for the Spirit defender. 52 seconds left on the power play. This is Rogowski lowering the shoulder, shorthanded, and a save made by Shurigan. Waiting for the rebound was Oni Calto. Saginaw gets out of a dangerous opportunity. Carson Harmer back at his own blue line. There's a cross-ice pass out. Harper does not see the pressure here from Wang. A shorthanded chance back in. He's below the goal line now. Put it back in front off the pad of Shurigan. Carson Harmer tries to escape. Klepov, the pass is intercepted by Feely. 23 to go on this Generals penalty. Back around. Ben Cormier's back in the right wing corner of the Saginaw end. 3 Spirit players get to him, and he's going to be more than happy to take more precious time off this power play clock. Hao Shi Wang pushes a bouncing puck in deep again into the Spirit end. Finally, it's settled down by Carson Harmer, trying to rip a puck right up the middle. It'll be easily picked off by Wang. Out of the box is Timmerman. Generals sweep it back in. Saginaw 0 for 3 on the power play. As they trail 1-0 here. 14 minutes left in the second period. James Go is going to take a penalty here as he gets into the back of Cormier. And a cross-checking call as the penalty box door swings open for the visitors for a change. James Go on the cross-checking call. He is back in the penalty box for the second time here in this game. Second Stormaster Exteriors PK here for the Spirit. So things can slide a little bit more in the Generals' favor if Saginaw's not careful. General power play coming in it tonight as Wang gets an extra chop at Hayden Barch before this puck is dropped. Generals 3 for 20 coming into tonight, just 3 for 21 now. Is this their 22nd opportunity of the season? Saginaw gets things back out. Posthumous has Nick Sema right behind him. And going for the puck, they tie each other up. Sema's trying to get over Posthumous. Play's going to continue, fans want to call. Griffin hits the line with speed. Down the right side, here's Roberts. This one tied up in front. Back at the point, Posthumous. Near side, Roberts with an outstretched stick. Settles it down, finds Posthumous. Roberts left circle. Posthumous again. Over to the right point. That shot. A one-time opportunity wide by Wang. 1:23 left on the James Go penalty. Without a stick is Liam Storch. Now Wang up high. He's going to try to take advantage of that shot. And a traffic save by Shurigan. Maybe a left pad save on the loose puck as well. Brooks Rogowski throws that one that's up high, and it goes off the errant stick of Storch. So he's still able to make a play in a matter of sorts. Posthumous back in. Storch is back at the bench. Gervais has come back on. And the errant penalty-killing stick is still out there. Posthumous, center point Griffin. Back to the right circle, Wang. 12:55 to go. Saginaw shorthanded for 50 more seconds. They trail 1-0. Wang at the point. That shot hums wide. And off the boards, it pops back in front. Sebastian Gervais turning. And the overage forward fires that one off the boards and down. Line change for Saginaw. This is dropped back in behind the general goal. Second power play unit comes out now. Timmerman with Franson, Oni Calto, Zach Sandu, and Jalen Lobo waiting now as Timmerman brings it right up through center. Sandu into the offensive end with 20 seconds left. The Spirit cut that off, and Josh Lavin does the job to get things out. Cholette to drop it off at the Oshawa goal line. Anthony Timmerman up with speed again. Dropped it off, a little too far away from its target, Harrison Franson. General's alternate captain has to drop back in behind his own net. James Go has escaped. He's out of the box. The Spirit kill off their second Stormaster Exteriors PK of the game. Still trailing 1-0 here, inside 12 to go in the second. Oni Calto weaving his way into the left circle of the Spirit end before being taken into the boards by Graydon Jones. Jacob Kluche to Carson Harmer, a slip between his own legs. Kluche takes the puck up high but keeps right on going. Tries to get after it in the offensive end. Timmerman away from Miroslav Shatan. Oni Calto back in front of Xander Valeris, and now he's going to will this puck into the offensive end. Lobo trying to get around Glavin and out of the net to play to step on Shurigan. And now this is taken down the right side. Miro Shatan at the right hash marks. Gets a heavy hit up high. Harmer tries to drive this one into the corner. Picks up the puck. Harmer back up top. Jones, a point shot. Tipped in front by Kluche, and a great save there by Cholette. And there is no rebound. 11:14 to go in the second. Spirit getting some chances. The Generals hold the door shut for now. It's 1-0 Oshawa. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. See Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet Buick, M57 near M52 in Chesaning. Online, GarberChevroletBuick.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
11:14 left in the second period. 1-0. The Oshawa Generals have the lead over Saginaw in their one and only visit here to the Tribute Community Center. Oshawa looking for just its second win on the season. 1-5. Ninth place in the Eastern Conference coming into tonight's game here for the reigning two-time Eastern Conference champions of the Ontario Hockey League. Jaden Cholette right now holding the door shut. 17 saves to keep his team in front 1-0. The face-off is going to come to his right. Sebastian Gervais trying to carve into that 1-0 Oshawa lead. He's won the face-off. Nikita Klepov at 5-on-5. Klepov right down Main Street. That shot tip just wide. Off a body. Past Cholette into the corner. Barabanov. Klepov takes a shot. That shot goes high off a shoulder again and into the glass. Roberts hit by Klepov. The Spirit keep it alive. This is Harper to send it around. Barabanov off the wall. This one thrown back. Sandu on the intercept. The Generals send a bouncing puck back out to center. Luke Posthumus off the near sideboards. Owen Griffin's after it there and thrown to the net. And good active hands. Stepan Shurigan is out. Reaches across his body with the trapper and hangs on for a defensive zone faceoff. 10:41 to go in this second period. Well, the preseason in the National Hockey League has come to a close. Opening night rosters are already coming in. They are due tomorrow at 5 p.m. And there are some names that fans on both of these hockey teams are interested to see who goes where. Michael Misa in San Jose with the Sharks. Zane Parekh in Calgary with the Flames. Likely to be on both of those two rosters. As the Generals are in the offensive zone, they await the fate of Beckett Seneca of Anaheim. Ben Danford, the defenseman, who has really impressed with the Toronto Maple Leafs in this year's preseason. Puck back in the Spirit end here. 10:23 to go in the second. Graydon Jones is looking for an option to get out. Barch there for Hanrahan. The Spirit breakout has stalled, but he does move the puck to Carson Harmer. They're in, and the long shot is right into the glove of Cholette. Hayden Barch going to lock up here with Simon Wang. Hao-Shi Wang, rather. Nothing more comes out of that. 10:11 to go in the second period. Faceoff's going to be in the offensive end after that save from Cholette. And again, as far as Ben Danford goes, 31st overall pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2024, has been a massive piece of this Oshawa blue line. Spent a lot of time at camp with the Leafs this year between Morgan Riley and Chris Tanev. And from the reports that have come in, it seems like that's kind of, if the Leafs could have their way, that's who they would turn Ben Danford into. Model his game after Chris Tanev. Here's a chance off the draw for the Spirit. James Goh steps in, and that shot is snapped right off the faceoff into the midsection of Jaden Cholette. Give credit to James Goh there. The pass was in a little bit tight to his skates. He's got to choke up on his stick. He slides his top hand. James Goh is right-handed, so it's his left hand at the top of the hockey stick. Slides it about 8 or 9 inches down to shorten it up, and he still gets a shot off just like that, with quite a bit of the stick peeking out over the top of his hand. The dexterity on display for James Goh, overage defenseman for the Spirit. 5 assists in 6 games played. Like to get the offense going for Saginaw as they trail 1-0. Here at center, we've passed the halfway mark of this Sunday night hockey game. 9:51 to go in the second. Drifts back into the Spirit end. The bouncer is going to be knocked down by Rogowski out of the right wing corner, trying to put it back in front. Goes off the boards and the other way. Franson against Josh Glavin. Hanrahan can't get it out. This is Carson Harmer taking the task, and the Generals move it up at the left point. Zach Sandu fires it back around. Harrison Franson on it again. Wave back around. Smirnov up the near side, closed off by a Spirit defenseman, James Goh. Shot to the net, tipped at the last second by Texera. And a pad save by Stepan Shurigan. Up at the right point, walking to the middle. Long shot fought off by Shurigan, and a quick rebound. He's able to get the glove on, and Anthony Timmerman let that puck go from distance. Well, and hopefully a positive omen here at the Tribute Community Center. A remix of Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. That has not been heard yet, at least not on our part. We'll hope the sentiment breaks through here. As the Spirit want to end this 3-3 on a high note. 2-1, 2-1, mixed results, 7 points through their first 6 contests here as a shot off the draw goes wide in the Spirit end. Figliomeni turns out of the corner. Xander Valeris knocks it out of one dangerous area almost to another. Spills back up. Point shot by Sandu. 2 saves by Shurigan. 1 through traffic, 1 on the rebound as he shuts down Figliomeni. Back behind the net. Bookmark that save. Good stop by the Spirit netminder on a difficult sequence. Trevor Thoyer's taken into the boards. Nick Sema bowls his way through some contact before taking a check from Figliomeni. Zach Sandu on it back in the Generals' end. 8:37 to go. Period 2. 1-0 Oshawa. This is back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Levi Harper takes a check and moves the puck to Miroslav Shatan. Backhands it up. Xander Valeris pulls it in and enters the zone. On a rolling puck that he settles down. Takes a long shot. That's blockered well up into the netting. And out of play on the save by Jalen Cholette. Face off to come in the near side circle again. As the Spirit send back out the top line. Klepov, Barabanov, and Sebastian Gervais. We talked about the face-off struggles of Saginaw. Gervais, the only player up above 50% going into tonight's game. 64.2 on the draw. He's going to take this one, and he's won it back, but we'll have to redrop it. And the problem is Gervais has been spending a lot of time on the wing as well. They want to give Ryan Hanrahan some reps at center. Saginaw being out-dueled in the circle, 22-10 right now. Barabanov can't win that draw. Here's Roberts, run over. Hayden Bartz hops up, and now the auto shed as Sandu comes over, hits the eject button, and he's feeding Hayden Bartz a couple of rights over the top. I don't know that Bartz even got his gloves off. A quick, short-lived scrap. Big-time hit by Hayden Bartz as he steps right up and runs through one of the Generals. Bartz did get his gloves off. 8:10 to go here in the second. Oh, he got one of them off. As Sandu came right over and got in the grill of Bartz. As he's going to try to get his glove back from Griffin. Now the issue that these two teams run into is the glove designs are exactly the same. Navy blue gloves, red cuffs, white Bauer logo. So I don't think that was Griffin being cheeky. I think that was genuine, like, hey, is this your glove or is this one of ours? So the glove situation's been figured out. 8:10 to go in the second. The penalty situation will have to be figured out. I don't know that we're going to get a replay of the fight here on the video board at center. But as we try to look back at this in our mind's eye, Hayden Bartz, from his right point, came down near the face-off circle to step up on one of the General players. I don't know exactly who it was. I can't remember or didn't see if it was a forward or a defenseman. But Zach Sandu came over, dropped the gloves, came right after Hayden Bartz. And we just saw yesterday a game misconduct in that Owen Sound game for the aggressor penalty on David Bedkowski, who came over and tried to fight Xander Valeris, and jumped him basically before he even had a chance to figure out what was going on. That cost Bedkowski the game last night. I mean, if we're going off of the story from yesterday, we would expect the same here. As head coach of the Oshawa Generals, Mario Pouliot, is asking for another explanation. And they have put 5 up on the board for Sandu. He's not in the penalty box. He's not on the bench. He may have already gone down the tunnel. So I think they've given Sandu the aggressor penalty. And again, that's the way the book's written. That's how they enforced it yesterday in Owen Sound. I think that's the end for Sandu. So 5-minute major in a game misconduct as he gets the aggressor penalty. Hayden Bartz is not in the penalty box either. He may have gone down the tunnel. Back to the Saginaw dressing room. 8:10 left in the second. So Saginaw to a long IBW Local 557 power play. A major penalty to Sandu, but this will be poked away by Rogowski as he's going to knock the stick out of the hand of Harper. A backhand shot. Save made by Shurigan. And the rebound chance as well. Great effort by Brooks Rogowski. 2 big saves by the Spirit goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. And the aggressor being announced here in the building. Fourth IBEW Local 557 power play here for the Spirit. They've got 4.5 minutes left on it. The Generals do clear as Shurigan knocks it down in behind his net. 7.5 to go in the second period. Saginaw trailing Oshawa 1-0. Levi Harper, the drop-off, back for Cloutier. The Saginaw power play makes its way in. Barabanov lays it back around into the near corner. Cloutier there, and a stoppage for a hand pass. As Cloutier tried to advance it there for Klepov with the right paw. 4:06 left on the major penalty. The game misconduct to Zach Sandu. And Hayden Barch is on the Spirit bench right now. He did not get a penalty at all. I'm trying to look for where Hayden Barch was. He's right in front of us this whole time. There was no penalty given to Barch for any of that exchange. Sandu takes himself out of the game on that one, as the Generals fire this off the glass and back in behind the Spirit net. Still 3:50 left on this power play for the Spirit. Down 1-0. Inside 7 to go in the second. Ryan Hanrahan picks it up off the boards. This is the second power play unit here for Saginaw as Liam Storch is down the right side. Away from Brady Blasig. Rims it all the way up to the left point. This is Carson Harmer. Down for Storch. The drop off. Back for Harmer in the hash mark. Up high, Graydon Jones walking the line. Near side, Liam Storch. Right wing circle. Takes a shot. Right pad save made by Jaden Cholette. And the rebound hits the corner wall. All the way out to Graydon Jones. Pass up to Storch. Softly in. Does get it there to Nick Sema. He pulls it out of some skates. Cross-ice feed. It goes right in between Harmer and Hanrahan. Carson Harmer sends it around back and behind the net. That hit the official. Nick Sema chops it off the wall and again up to the left point. Here's Hanrahan. Up for Jones. Near side, it's Liam Storch. 3 minutes left on the power play. Carson Harmer walks up the boards, sends a saucer pass high. Jones spins, finds Hanrahan, gives it right back to him. Jones a shot. He scores! It was deflected in front by Nick Sema. A power play goal. Deflection off the Graydon Jones shot. 6:01 to go in the second period, and the Saginaw Spirit are on the board. It's 1-1. Well, that puck a long time coming after a lot of movement in the offensive zone. The equalizer from Saginaw's overager, Nick Sema, coming off a fantastic game yesterday against the Owen Sound attack. An empty net goal, a couple of assists as well. And for Nick Sema, second goal of the season. The Spirit do convert on the power play. Graydon Jones continues his offensive output as well. As he's up now to 5 points in 7 games here in his sophomore OHL season. 1-1 and still 2:40 to go on the major penalty to Zach Sandu after the Spirit tie the game. Jacob Cloutier in for Klepov with Franson there. Feely. This is pulled up past Barabanov. Harper slid over, skate to stick Gervais. Barabanov lets the pass go back for Harper, but now Barabanov has it. Left circle, takes a rising shot. That one's blocked by Hao Shi Wang. And this is staple gun to the boards by Barabanov. He's into the corner. Back there for Gervais. Stumbling. Spin around pass. Harper fakes the shot. Trying to go near side of Klepov. Stumbling, but Rogowski can't get it out. Harper knocks it in. Now Feely's going to take it away from him and fire this up and into the catching glove of Stepan Shurigan. 2 minutes left on the major penalty. The Spirit have scored once. Power play goal from Nick Sema. Make it 1-1. Cloutier shifts in. 3 Generals surround him, and they send the puck back out to neutral ice. 5 minutes left in the second period. Klepov. Cross-ice pass. Harmer stumbling here. Hanrahan up high. Klepov between the dots. Takes a turning shot. That one did not have all the momentum on it. Ends up in the corner. Gervais to Levi Harper at the right point. Then it's Klepov again. Trying to go back in front off the skate of Murnane. Harper lets it go for Hanrahan. Curling around. The spin pass onto the far boards. Levi Harper. Taken into the boards by Ben Cormier. Now Hanrahan center point near side. Klepov tried the one-timer again. That was blocked on its way and chopped all the way back out. A rolling puck with 1:13 on the Spirit power play. Nick Sema just inside the line. Cross-ice pass on the entry. Storch knocked into the boards. Gets the pass up high. Hanrahan at the left point. There for Nick Sema. Tries to pull it away. Does so. Right wing corner. Liam Storch back in behind the net. Off the boards he goes again. Hanrahan at the end of a long shift. He looks a little tired here. Can't hang on to that puck. Storch left circle. Off the stick of Nick Sema. It's going to come back out into the neutral zone. Good work by Oni Calto. Better work by Nick Sema to chop what could have been a shorthanded chance off his stick. Hao Chi Wang back in behind the Generals end. This is off the near side glass and out at center. Graydon Jones gets drilled by Oni Calto. Storch is on this puck. 27 on the power play. He's in. Throws it near side. Sema takes a shot, and that's blockered up into the netting by Jaden Cholette. Really good save there, as that's going to get him some taps on the pads from Wang and Calto. 23 seconds left on the Sandu penalty. 3:33 here in the second period. Nick Sema's had the best looks on this power play for Saginaw. That one blocked away by the goaltender. The other one ended up in the back of the net. Miroslav Shatan in the air quotes third power play unit's going to come out here. Shatan, Thoyer, and Popoy. Josh Glavin and James Go, too. As they're going to have to put some time back on this clock. Owen Griffin to take the face-off. Face-off one back, Franson. They glove it up and out, and James Go can't keep it in front of him at the offensive blue line, so it goes all the way down. Griffin, little can opener there from Josh Glavin. Play continues. 10 seconds on the power play here for Saginaw. Miroslav Shatan for Popoy into the offensive end, down the right wing. Popoy, head fake, goes back in behind the net, now to the left corner. Pass up at the top of the zone. Glavin gets off of it. A tipped shot there, and a save made by Cholette on the deflection from Thoyer. Griffin, shouldered heavily by Trevor Thoyer. Penalty time expires. Back at 5-on-5, the Spirit struck once on that major penalty. This one knocked back off the near side boards by James Go. Gets it back. Rowan Sang forechecking him. He's going to come after Hayden Barch, who's a bit of a marked man now. This puck goes off the stick of Brooks Rogowski. Lobo at center, pushed back in by the Spirit. Gervais is onside. Takes the check from his knees. He's going to reel this puck back in. Good strength by Sebastian Gervais to prolong that possession. Though it is taken away by Lobo and moved out the other direction. Oni Calto down the right wing on Klepov. He gets stepped into there by Hayden Barch. The puck rolls away. Puck is brought back on again. Looking for it there, Jalen Lobo. It is battled for back out at center. Good work by Gervais. Anthony Timmerman back up as it's ramped in by Lobo. Igor Barabanov, first man to it for the Spirit. He's going to shrug off a check there as Calto came over to try and plant Barabanov. Calto got the worst of it. Back in the Spirit end here inside 2 to go in the second. Gervais back in front of his own net. James Go, 1-1 here in this second period as Franson and Sema are the only 2 goal scorers. Feely backhands it in here for the Generals. Back to Hayden Barch's corner. First man to it there. Fresh from the bench, Lucas Texiera. Back at the right point, Anthony Timmerman. Generals in the offensive end. Weave a shot there through traffic. Goes off the end wall. Nikita Klepov tries to spin one for Barabanov. Gets it back and does find Barabanov eventually out of the zone. And he'll play it back in from center and go for a line change. Feely off the drop-off. Harrison Franson down the right wing for the Generals. Gets past Xander Valeris and drops it in deep. 1:12 left in the second. Ryan Hanrahan up for Levi Harper. The defenseman leading the Spirit counterattack. Hits the line down the right wing. Ends up back behind the net. Pass up for Hanrahan. Spins around. Drops it right back off there for Harper. Now Valeris a long shot into traffic. Save made there by Cholette. The rebound is cleared by the Generals. And icing will come up here. 48.9 here in the second period. May have been an additional runoff there of a couple of tenths of a second. Jalen Cholette has been one of the standout performers here in the second period here for the Generals. Armors line back out with Ryan Hanrahan and Jacob Kluche. 23 saves here for Cholette. James Go off the faceoff. Floats that one there. Stick save made by Cholette. Not a lot of danger. As it's taken into the boards here, Hanrahan knocked down by Hao Shi Wang. James Go pinching down to keep possession alive. It's knocked back out off the stick of Harmer. Graydon Jones from center red, taken heavily into the boards. Drops it back into the General zone. 24 to go in the second period. Texera up the far boards for Griffin. Tries to get through Jones. Pushed back in behind the Saginaw net. James Go around for Jones. And the outlet pass is stolen here by Roberts and drifting slowly in. It'll be knocked down and covered by Stepan Shurigan. Sam Roberts, a good steal there. Best offense the Generals have had in a couple of minutes. They were shorthanded for 5. Couldn't get anything going except for one real opportunity there from Brooks Rogowski. Stepan Shurigan takes advantage or is able to corral the Sam Roberts chance. Owen Griffin to take the draw against Nick Sema in the Spirit end. Back into the corner it comes. Josh Glavin has Griffin on him. Nearly stripped of control. Final 5 seconds. Glavin's going to try to run the clock down. Posthumous comes over. There might be a bit of a scrum after this one, as Posthumous and Barch are engaged right now and then separated, and that's the end of that. There's a little bit more between Storch and Roberts maybe. But that's it for the second period. The goaltenders have had most of the action, most of the praise so far. 17 saves on 18 shots for Stepan Shurigan. Jaden Cholette has stopped 24 out of 25. 1-1 is the score through 40 minutes of play. Saginaw the 16-11 shot advantage in that second period. Nick Sema, their goal scorer on the power play. Harrison Franson, a shorthanded goal for the Generals. We send you to a break. Marin is ready, back in the studio for you. Our second intermission coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Purpose. Well, a bit more action there in the second period, but the score still knotted at 1-1 to start out the second frame. The Spirit seemed like they had a little bit of momentum. Starting off, it was 4v4, and then just 24 seconds in, a penalty making it 4v3. Just as Go was coming out of the box, 5v3, the puck got sent up, and a short-handed opportunity for Harrison Friesen was not wasted, took a low rip, and the Generals would take the lead.
Jaden Cholette sprawling around, escapes unscathed. James goes out of the box now, shorthanded, they score! The puck came back the other direction. Harrison Franson picks it up. Everybody was looking around. The last man to beat was Levi Harper. Franson steps in and snaps that one through the body of Stepan Shurigan. And what should have been a magnificent start to the period for Saginaw, Harrison Franson takes the wind out of their sails. It's 1-0 Oshawa.
After that shorthanded goal from Franson, a bit of a fire lit under the Spirit. Klepov coming out, firing 3 straight shots early. Cloutier got in front of the net, had a key opportunity, but Cholette, as great as he has been so far in this game, made another sprawling save.
Picks up the puck. Armour Back up top, Jones, a point shot, tipped in front by Kluche, and a great save there by Cholette, and there is no rebound.
It has been the battle of the netminders so far through the first two periods. Shurigan, after allowing that shorthanded goal, had some key saves of his own.
In the Spirit end, Figliomeni turns out of the corner. Xander Valeris knocks it out of one dangerous area, almost to another. Spills back up. Point shot by Sandu. 2 saves by Shurigan, 1 through traffic, 1 on the rebound as he shuts down Figliomeni.
Later on in the period, aggression and tension starting to rise. A big hit was delivered by Barch. Gloves dropped between him and Sandu from the Generals. A 5-minute major delivered to the Generals. Spirit would get an opportunity on the power play, and this time it would not be wasted. Jones up at the top of the zone, firing the puck in, and Sema will get the tip in to put the Spirit on the board.
Carson Harmer walks up the boards, sends a saucer pass high. Jones spins, finds Hanrahan, gives it right back to him. Jones a shot, he scores! It was deflected in front by Nick Sema. A power play goal, deflection off the grade, and Jones shot. 6:01 to go in the second period, and the Saginaw Spirit are on the board. It's 1-1.
That would be Sema's third goal of the season. He now has had a goal in each game over this weekend, starting off his campaign after a little bit of a slow start and was all over the power play for the rest of that time. Gillette coming up with some key saves and a few more from Shurigan later in the period.
So Saginaw to a long IBW local 557 power play. A major penalty to Sandu, but this will be poked away by Rogowski as he's going to knock the stick out of the hand of Harper. And a backhand shot, save made by Shurigan, and the rebound chance as well. Great effort by Brooks Rogowski. 2 big saves by the Spirit goaltender, Stepan Shurigan.
40 minutes gone by and knotted up at 1-1. Harrison Franson opening up scoring early in the period, then Nick Sema with the tip-in power play goal for the Spirit. Habs at 1-1, both goaltenders playing outstanding, and we'll be back. Dylan Clark joining us from the Play Suites Marriott broadcast booth to break it all down. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go, Spirit.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back to the Raymond Intermission. Empower your purpose. Joining us now for the Play Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, mentioned it earlier. We talked about it a little bit over the break. It has been the battle of the goaltenders so far in this one. Shurigan's looked excellent. We talked about him. Talk about Gillette too. In the Generals' lone win, he did have a 48 save night, and he's showing flashes of that right now. Not quite the shots getting up there, but he's looked fantastic so far through the first 40.
Yeah, the goaltenders have been the story of this game so far, Marin. I think you're absolutely right. And again, what we've been saying all night long, the Spirit need that out of Stepan Shurigan. Massive for his confidence, and he's holding him in this hockey game right now. But Jaden Cholette's doing the exact same thing. Again, he's got their only win in this season so far. He was a BCHL all-rookie team member with Cranbrook in the BCHL last year. And, the Generals have gotten pretty used to good goaltending here over the last couple of years. They're not so far removed from seeing goaltender of the year performances from Jacob Oster, who just aged out. And so that's a pretty big question mark between the pipes for them, or at least it was going into this season. Isaac Gravel has had a bit of a rough start, and I don't know, maybe this is an opportunity where Jaden Cholette steps in front and says, hey, this could be my net going forward. I think the Generals fans would be pretty okay with that. He's got the frame to be a really solid OHL goaltender, 6'3", moves around really well. We'll see if he can continue that. Whoever's going to win this hockey game, their goaltender cannot blink is probably the best way to put it. Between Cholette and Shurigan, they're seeing pucks through screens. They're active. They're in this game, even though there are kind of lulls in between the scoring opportunities. But neither one of them can back down even a little bit. I think if one of them blinks, that might just be curtains for whichever hockey team's on that side of it.
Yeah, Dylan, I think that was an important point too. Just the lulls in the game. Sometimes they're not always seeing the biggest high-scoring opportunities, but they really stayed on it tonight. Speaking of scoring opportunities, Saginaw getting a goal from Nick Sema. Sema, his third of the season. He's had a goal in each game over the weekend, that tip-in on the power play, and he was all over that power play. What have you seen from him so far just over the weekend, and what are you looking for from him and a few other Spirit members going into the third?
Well, we've seen classic Nick Sema hockey, I think, here. It took him a little bit maybe to get his feet wet again in the OHL after coming back from Blue Jackets training camp. But, that's in the past now. We're into the month of October. He's an overage player. He's supposed to be a leader on this hockey team, both in terms of the way he carries himself and on the score sheet as well. And you know what? I think he's done that. He's a point-per-game player through his first 5 contests. Like you said, he was all over the game in Owen Sound yesterday, 3-point night for him. And he's got their only goal in this game. But, he's been the most noticeable, I think, in terms of just ground he's covered. He's thrown some hits. He's been in the lanes. He's kind of in every puck battle. That's a guy that, again, he sets the tone. You look down the bench, you look onto the ice, and you see a guy playing like Nick Sema does, and you think to yourself, okay, I got to step up here a little bit. He's setting the example for his hockey team. He might be the guy that makes the difference in this third period, but at the very least, he's kind of putting pressure on his teammates to say, hey, this is the way we need to play if we're going to get out of this with 2 points.
Well, everyone on the ice from both sides is going to be looking to play the hero. Looking like the third period is going to be about the same as the first two that we've seen, a tight contest. Before we let you go, just want to talk. We've seen some aggression coming out, some penalties, the game misconduct. What have you seen from the emotions of the players on the ice tonight?
Yeah, it's kind of flared up in spurts. It hasn't been kind of a continuous burn where there's a scrum or something, a shenanigan after every whistle. Really, the biggest blow-up we saw was the Hayden Barch hit that ended up being the Zach Sandu fight, the game misconduct, where he gets the aggressor penalty. And that really, it could have turned the second period a little bit more than it did. The Spirit had a 5-minute major power play out of that. You would have hoped and thought that they would find the back of the net a couple of times. They get the one power play goal, and it's the reason that they're tied right now. But that's what Hayden Barch is able to bring to the table. He plays with that edge, and you know what? He was a marked man in that second period on a number of occasions after the Sandu penalty, that altercation, and he continued to throw the body around a little bit more. So I think Hayden Barch needs to prepare for a little bit of extra scrutiny from the Oshawa Generals here in the third period, but that might not be the worst thing ever. There have not been an overwhelming amount of power plays in this game so far. Saginaw right now, they're 1 for 5. Generals are 0 for 2. If somebody looks at Hayden Barch the wrong way, it might end up being a good thing for Saginaw. They can't get sucked into too much, though. They can't find themselves down because, again, neither team has really done a fantastic job. The special teams, the penalty kill for the Spirit has been a bit of a struggle. So that turned the second period a little bit. We'll see if there's any carryover into the third.
Yeah, well, Dylan, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good call in the third. When we come back, go over some standings and scores throughout the OHL. A busy day. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport. Conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, no long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
When you choose Garber Buick for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference, generously giving back to our community since 1907. And your new Buick doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better price, plus help better things happen. Discover how you'll do better at America's oldest Buick dealership, Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Storm Master Exteriors studio. Before we get you to the third period, some games being played earlier today around the OHL. Some exciting ones at that. Barrie with a 6-5 comeback over Niagara. Niagara was leading 4-1 to go into the final period. The Colts had 4 goals in just the third period to take that win. The Sioux giving with a 4-3 win. Owen Sound, a big win over the Windsor Spitfires, handing Spitfires their first loss of the season, now 7-1 in the Western Conference, as the Sound had a 3-goal first period and a real nail-biter. Kingston versus Erie tied at 0-0 going into the third, and just 90 seconds in, Kieran Durbin, the Vancouver Canucks third round pick, would score. The Otters could not find the answer to that one. So Kingston with a big win there as they stay atop that one. Close in the standings in the Eastern Conference is Kingston in first place, 4-1 with 9 points, tied with Niagara. So that was a big win for them to take Spitfires, as mentioned before, still leading the Western Conference. Owen Sound just past them. So a big win for the Sound to jump up a bit. They're tied with 10 points for second place with the Sioux Greyhounds. Saginaw Spirit, 7 points. They're tied with Guelph Storm in that fourth place spot. So a lot of competition here early in the OHL, and still a 1-1 game in Oshawa. The Spirit and the Generals battling it out. We'll get you to the third and final period with Dylan Clark. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Tie game heading into the third period here from Oshawa. 1-1 between the Spirit and the Generals. Trying to find a winner. Delta College opening face-off of the third period has the Spirit back in. Nick Sema, we talked about him a lot during the second intermission, wraps it back in. Igor Barabanov trying to turn this off the stick of the General defender. This one pinballs around in the corner again. Sima and Haoshi Wang come together in the corner, ran back up to the left point. Xander Valeris swung across. Levi Harper knocks it down. It goes into the corner for Barabanov. Igor Barabanov, the backhanded pass up to Valeris. Inside the left point, Barabanov trying to stick handle through. He gets handcuffed by Sam Roberts. Valeris keeps it in. The Spirit had already started to track back into the neutral zone. Barabanov kicking at it. It'll finally be gloved down here by Roberts. He's into the offensive end with Posthumus. Fan on a shot from the right circle. Watched by Levi Harper. Posthumus back to the top of the Spirit zone. Rimmed it back around. Rogowski away from Graydon Jones. Back in behind the Spirit net again. 60 seconds gone. 1-1 here in the third period. Timmerman throws it back in between the face-off dots. Knocked down by Barabanov. Floating this one back towards the Spirit bench area. He goes back for a change. Oshawa rather will try to turn things into the offensive end quickly here. As that fired wide by Lobo. Back onto the far side boards. It's taken here by Barch. Up the right side with speed. Hayden Barch walking in. That one goes off a skate right to the net, and a save had to be made there. And a little bit more after as Barch is locked up with Oni Calto. Jaden Cholette had to make a save after Barch forced the issue down the right side. So we anticipated a little bit of extracurriculars every time that Hayden Barch touched the puck or was on the ice here in this third period. Able to create some offense as well as he forces things down the right side. Forces Cholette to make the stop. The chances have not been super high danger. The shots that have gotten to the net have been tipped. They've been rolling. They've been off speed. Nobody's really gotten a hold of a good shot in this game for the most part. Jacob Klute off the draw there for Jones, and that one gets blocked. Back in behind the General goal. There might not be too terribly many more scoring chances in this contest as the Generals are guilty of icing. Lobo comes over to finish the check on Graydon Jones. It'll bring the face-off all the way down to our left, 18-16 here in period 3. And the Spirit trying to clean up things on a busy weekend here. Klepov's line. Seema's going to take the face-off instead of Barabanov. Right-handed shooting Seema is able to win the pinballing draw. It's going to escape over the stick of Hayden Barch, though. Lobo on him in the neutral zone, and Barch puts it back in behind the Oshawa goal. Haoshi Wang pulls it up the far sideboards. Lobo there. It's intercepted by Saginaw's Klepov. Pulled back there by Oni Calto, but pulled back again by Klepov and stolen by Lobo. One-handed up for Calto in the neutral zone, and finally settled by Barabanov. Flip back in as Nick Seema tries to dance around Wang. Loose puck taken by Brady Murnane. Back in behind the Oshawa net. Seema guilty of a tripping penalty. A quick whistle blow there. And Brooks Rogowski has drawn the call. 17:39 left in period 3. Seema turning around, just a little whack into the skates, trying to dislodge the puck. And skate was all he got. So the Spirit have handed the Generals just their third power play here in this game. Stormmaster Exteriors PK for Saginaw. Again, a little bit of a struggle to start the year. 72.4% coming into the contest. Owen Griffin's got it off the draw. Far side shot. Great blocker. Saved by Shurigan. He robs Posthumus. At the right point, Griffith. Back for Wang. Owen Griffin. Over to Posthumus. Far side. He's had the best opportunities in this game. Griffin walking and opening a lane. Waiting and shooting. That one wide past the glove of Shurigan. You have the Spirit penalty killers falling all over the ice. Rogowski to Griffin. Center point, waiting. Near side, Rogowski takes a shot blocked by James Go. Rogowski. 1:25 left on the Oshawa power play. This is Wang stepping in. Fought off by Shurigan. Rebound chances. Turned out he doesn't know where it is. Loose in the paint and shoveled wide there by Roberts. They get it up again. Griffin over to Posthumus. Griffin again. General smell blood in the water. Wang shot. Great save and diving on the rebound. The Spirit netminder Shurigan. Unbelievable sequence. 4 massive saves by the Spirit goaltender. And he's able to pounce on top of the rebound. Kind of wound up to get onto that puck. If anybody had been there, with a ready stick. It would have been an easy jam home, but Shurigan gets to it first, and he keeps it at a 1-1 game. Carson Harmer to take the face-off shorthanded for the Spirit against Brigowski. Owen Griffin now, after he gets waved out. Off some skates, Griffin knocks it back to Posthumous. Walking in, snaps a shot, blocked by Harmer wide. Barch off the glass. Out past Griffin. Harmer trying to get on his horse shorthanded. Nicely deflected there by Griffin, but here comes Kluche now, and he got his stick lifted at the last second by Roberts. Strange sequence there. Kluche still in shorthanded, trying to dance around Hao Shi Wang. And this is back out at center. The Spirit drop back. Braden Jones back and forth with Barch. Flown back in. As Carson Harmer gets there first, and they'll say offside. As Harmer was waiting just inside the blue line to try and get there to beat out the icing. He did, but because he got into the zone early, and Harmer's going to argue about it. 16-17 here in the third period. 38 seconds left on a tripping penalty to Nick Seema. It could have been a shorthanded 2-0 back for Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche. Owen Griffin at the last second just getting back to tie up the skates of Harmer. So the face-off back in the Spirit end and getting over to clear is Liam Storch. 16-10 left in the third. 30 seconds on this Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Spirit 1-1 hockey game. Generals drop it back again. Hao Shi Wang into the offensive zone. Miroslav Shatan closes off the gap there and throws his man into the boards. So the Saginaw Spirit can clear. Jaden Cholette dropping it off again. Timmerman intercepted by Valeris in the neutral zone. Steps in and a long shot is easily sticked there by the goaltender Cholette. This is dropped for Wang. Pass advanced now. Oni Calto shifting his way through. Shouldered there by Josh Glavin. Liam Storch, shorthanded the other way. That'll be intercepted by Harrison Franson. Out of the box now is Seema, but here they come on a 2-on-1. Pad saved by Shurigan, and they never got to the rebound. Franson back in the corner, kicked out by Xander Valeris. Vlasic is on this. Long shot waved wide. Out of the corner it goes. Intercepted and reeled in by Miroslav Shatan. The Spirit get it out over some heads to center. Vlasic trying to catch Saginaw in the middle of a change. Throws it there on a great defensive stick. Xander Valeris laid down on the ice and turned it around his back to cut off that pass. Inside 15 to go here in regulation. Josh Glavin, bouncer off the wall. Nick Seema's in. He's got Thoyer breaking towards the net, poked away nicely by Vlasic. Seema on it from the corner. Hanrahan settles. Back up high. This is Harper. Harper shot through traffic, and a save is made by Jaden Cholette. 14:39 to go in the third, and that might be the way through for the Spirit. The shots have gotten through from the point. Now, not with a ton of velocity. I think that one from Harper got through pretty much unscathed. Cholette makes a really good save, but that's kind of been Saginaw's most reliable method of generating offense in this game. That's how they scored the Nick Seema goal. Shot from the point gets through, deflection. They're able to get the pucks through. Just got to keep going with it. Sebastian Gervais will take this face-off against Owen Griffin. Gervais wins it. Posthumous. Back up to the right side. Here's Roberts. Down the wing, Graydon Jones stops up, kicks it to keep it in front of him. Barabanov floats a pass to the far side. Here's Klepov. Down the right wing. Wang takes a piece of him. Steals the puck as Klepov was down on one knee. And here come the Generals back the other direction. Posthumous put it back in front. Backhander and a great glove save by Stepan Shurigan again. Absolutely robs Hao Shi Wang on what would have been the go-ahead goal. Wang, a give and go down the wing with Griffin, and a backhanded shovel deflection right into the glove of the Spirit netminder as he sprawls out. A couple of save of the game candidates from Stepan Shurigan. Cormier to take this face off in the offensive end for Oshawa. As it comes to the corner here, nobody in the Spirit uniform could get to it. Miroslav Shatan tries to take his man out of the equation. Texera will put this back up to Wang. Texera fires it back around, and this will be chased down in the corner. Miroslav Shatan against Smirnov. Texera, 2 against 2. Finally, Smirnov comes away with it. They jam it back up the boards, but it's reeled back in. Shatan doesn't want to see it go too far. Texera, easy shot. Deflected to the far boards by Shurigan. Wang's going to steal this one from Popoy. And Hao-Shi Wang, got to be careful here as Shatan's got him wrapped up. He moves the puck down low to Texera. Cormier, back down below the Spirit goal line. Extended shift in the offensive end for Oshawa. Brody Popoy finally taking things back out for Saginaw. He's got some room up through center for Brody Najim. Drops it just inside the line to himself. Pass to the middle. That one just gets past Xander Valeris, and that'll send back the other direction Brooks Rogowski. Valeris tied up with him. Shuts down the chance at the Spirit blue line. Harper, handcuffed, stays with it. Spirit in the middle of a line change. Got to be careful not to take a too many men penalty. As Blasik sorts it out here for the Generals. Pass up to Rogowski's. Chipped away by Valeris. Bumped to the middle by Harmer. Can't be settled by Kluche. Pushed into the Spirit end by Oni Kanto. 12:50 to go in the third. 1-1 here between the Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. Nick Sema on the near boards. This is Kluche. Back around it goes. Cholette out of his net to stop it. Puck now ends up back at the point. Levi Harper carries it to the near side. Harper in the left wing circle, now down below the goal line, looking for an option out of the corner. Levi Harper into the slot. The shot from Harmer rolls wide from 25 feet. Chopped towards the middle of the ice by Saginaw's Sema. Oshawa takes it back out to the neutral zone. Jalen Lobo now down the right side, cutting in. The pass is picked up here by Timmerman. Behind the Saginaw net, Timmerman emerges on the far side and into the circle. Turnaround shot. Pad save made by Shurigan. As Rogowski was waiting in front. Oni Kanto sees it chopped away by Saginaw's Valeris. Accepted by Lord, and another hit, and another shot. Moves the puck back up higher in the zone. Lobo trying to put it in towards the middle of the ice. That won't work as Hao-Shi Wang has to take it from center. Feely backhanding it in here for the Generals. Brandon Jones hit hard. As in on the forecheck was Harrison Franson. Generals go back to work. They chip it back in. Barabanov and Valeris got to get out of danger. Franson hits Valeris. The hits are flying here, and the Generals are the ones dishing them out. 11:30 to go here in regulation. 1-1 game. Nice move there, and a shot off the outside of the cage from Figliomeni. Jacob Kluche gets sandwiched by Figliomeni and Rowan Sang. But he comes up with the puck, and he's just going to fire it down the ice. As it comes off the outside of the net, the Spirit wanted to say it hit the goaltender, but it goes down for an icing. 11:17 here in the third period. 1-1, and the physicality turned up. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts, and every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
11 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third period here from Oshawa. A 1-1 game between Saginaw and the Generals. No goals since the second period. An 8-3 shot advantage for the home team here in the third. They are really putting in work in the offensive zone. Stepan Shurigan has had to come up with a number of big-time saves in this game. We said it, Marin and I, during the intermission. A goaltender's duel between Shurigan and Jaden Cholette. Neither one of them is disappointed here in the third. So you got to make sure after the ice was scraped off during that media timeout, an extra piece of equipment being moved off by the referees. Scott Ferguson and Aaron Neely. They drop the puck in the Spirit end. Work back in behind the Saginaw goal. This is Gervais. Trying to sidestep a hit. The puck moves up the far boards. Igor Barabanov getting some help from Kluche. Now this one waved back in. The Spirit can finish up a line change after that was a face-off from an icing. Barch is zone clear. Barabanov there for Jones. At center red, puts it off the wall for Klepov. Delays and tries to cut to the middle. Drop pass, Hayden Barch down to the goal line. Barabanov working his way up the wall. Head fake, top of the zone. Barabanov's shot gets tipped wide on it. In behind the net is Gervais. Hayden Barch now net front. This one Knocked back up high. Klepov, near side, Barabanov just shovels that one there. Klepov got run pretty hard by Posthumous, but he's back on it. Klepov off the far side boards. Has a little bit of room, steps into a shot that gets blocked. Barabanov on it. 10.5 to go in regulation, 1-1. Barabanov watched by Griffin, 1-against-1 on the far boards. Barabanov able to move that. He's been called for a hand pass. He moved it himself. 10:14 to go in the third. That's a hand pass to yourself is what he's going to rule. He was down on one knee. Good work by, I believe, Posthumous to give Barabanov a hard time. He was down on one knee, kind of pushed the puck a little bit to keep it in front of himself, and then played it with his stick. And this is fired back in from neutral ice to the Generals' end. Josh Glavin steps up, hits Lobo. Feely given a rough ride by Miroslav Shatan, so Ryan Hanrahan's on it out of the corner. 1 assist in this game. For Saginaw's first-round pick, he lets the puck go back around too far past Miroslav Shatan. But he's gotten it back after a bump from Josh Glavin. Shatan wheels it back in deep. Liam Storch trying to get away from Hao Shi Wang. Lobo up for the Generals. It's going to escape past Josh Glavin. Rogowski on a one-on-one from a bad angle there with James Go, and that one may have been shrugged off by Shurigan. Follow-up chance and a pad save from distance. Third opportunity high, and that goes into the glass from Rogowski. Step on Shurigan, 6'5", had to step up and jump into the air to try and make a save there. I think it was over the 6x4 by just a little bit. Wanted to be sure. Hao Shi Wang from his own end. 9:13 here in period 3. Texera pushed back in behind the Spirit goal. Levi Harper's on this. Closed off on the far wall. This is Harmer. Up through center. Carson Harmer into the left circle. Fakes the shot, goes back in behind. The centering feed. Kluche tied up. Nick Sema trying to get through some contact. Harmer back up to the right point. Harper, shot blocked, and he gets it back. Levi Harper moving into the left wing circle now. Now the corner. Watched closely by Murnane. Harper's on it, back up to the point. The drop-off for Nick Sema. Steps in, and that one blocked by the sliding skate of Smirnov. Generals try to gun it back out. Harper is there. Valeris almost blocked that puck from staying in. Harmer has it back in behind the offensive goal. Carson Harmer dropped it off. Left point. Valeris steps into a shot, and that one off the skate of Texera into the netting out of play. 9:24 here in period 3. A little bit of a crowd gathers in front of the Oshawa goal. That was Saginaw's best bid in the offensive zone here in the third period. They haven't had a lot of sustained pressure. Nobody's really been able to set up much in the offensive end for more than a couple of seconds. With the exception of early in the period, Saginaw was pretty hemmed into their zone. 8:24 to go here in the third. Saginaw trying to put a stamp on a busy weekend of hockey. They just got one to worry about next weekend. Saturday night against the Kitchener Rangers at the Dow Event Center, a 7:05 puck drop. As Roberts spins this back in from center after a D-zone general faceoff. Back up to the right point. It comes Wang. Fakes the shot. Slides it across. Look out. Griffin sends that one wide on the glove side. Wang gets it back off the corner glass. Trying to get away from Sebastian Gervais. Dumps it in on the backhand. Posthumous and Griffin there against Barabanov. The Saginaw center doing the best he can. This one thrown to the middle by Klepov and handled by Gervais. Tries to get around Hao Shi Wang. Gervais into the offensive end. Stations there against Roberts. Barabanov wanted to wave the puck around the end wall. In the offensive end. Finally does there for Klepov. Now taken by Gervais. Back in the trapezoid. Up high. Glavin shot. Pinballed as it was blocked by a General. Klepov trying to extend the zone possession, and the Generals send it out off the window. Braden Jones back in his own end here. 7.5 to go in the third. 1-1. Miroslav Shatan tries to duck out of the way of a hit from Figliomeni. Timmerman there for Figliomeni out of the D zone. Miroslav Shatan's on him. Timmerman back in the defensive zone. This is Blancig. Poked away at the last second. Here's Hanrahan in the slot. That shot blocked. Following on Shatan. He gets locked up there on the way through with Rowan Sang. Puck glove down by Josh Glavin in front of the Spirit bench. James Go up through center. The shot back in. Timmerman fires it back around. Rowan Sang is there, and he jams it out past Xander Valeris. And a turning puck settles down for go in front of the Spirit bench. Off his skate, Shatan can't corral it. Could be a chance back in for Sang down the right side. Taking a pass in front. He was hounded there by Shatan. Loose puck, they score! Sang stayed with it. Could have been a chance headed back the other direction for the Spirit. Instead, Sang was handcuffed by Shatan. Broken play. And Stepan Shurigan ends up on his stomach here as he's expecting a shot, and he tried to put the right pad up to deny the raised shot. But it was actually slipped under that pad there. And the Oshawa Generals make it a 2-1 game here. 6:32 left in regulation. And now here they come right back off the faceoff. Down the wing, that shot sent wide on the glove hand side. Back around it comes Murnane. D-to-D fired back in by Hao Shi Wang. Xander Valeris there for Rogowski, who will take it away. Oshawa goes right back to work in the offensive zone. Valeris puts that one out off Murnane. 6:10 to go. 2-1 Generals here in the third period. Pushed back in. Stepan Shurigan. It leaps up and over his stick. Here's Valeris. Back around Levi Harper. Jacob Kluche. That one's off the tape of Nick Sema. Back in to chase it in the Generals' end. They take it right back. The counterattack. Shut down by Kluche in the middle of the ice. Nick Sema stands up and throws a shot there at Lobo. The puck ends up off a body on the bench. 5:42 left in regulation. 2-1 Generals. Rowan Sang, the goal scorer from Anthony Figliomeni. We'll take one more break here, and we're back to Oshawa after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
5:42 in regulation here from Oshawa. A puck given away in the neutral zone has ended up in the back of the Spirit net as Rowan Sang, second of the season, on a broken play in front of the net, has given the Generals a 2-1 lead, and the Spirit getting a couple of good chances in that offensive zone earlier in the frame. They're going to have to throw everything they can at Jaden Cholette right now. The bench is short. Gervais, Barabanov, and Klepov. Out for Chris Lazary. Off the neutral zone faceoff, Hayden Barch for Graydon Jones. Laid back in. Barabanov can't get back through Hao Shi Wang. Feely back in behind the Spirit net. Klepov ran into the skates of the official. This on the far wall. Posthumous jams it out off Klepov. Racing in to intercept. Here comes Roberts down the left side for the Generals. Save made. Rebound stopped as well by Shurigan. One with the left pad, the other with the right. Puck comes back out into the neutral zone. Two massive saves there by Shurigan. And now Gervais in the right circle. Tries to get this puck through. It was deflected by the Generals and out to the near corner boards. They put it back up, and Griffin out into the Spirit end. Josh Glavin inside 5 to go in regulation. Graydon Jones back around. Glavin from his own blue line to find Barabanov. Into the offensive zone. Curlin drag shot, and a glove save made by Jaden Cholette that maybe was a little bit more difficult, as the release was well disguised by Barabanov. Well, Stepan Shurigan has made some fantastic saves in this hockey game. Two of his best right there on a breakaway opportunity from Sam Roberts, where he got not only all of his first chance, but the rebound came back to him, and Shurigan stopped that as well. Offensive zone faceoff as the Spirit tried to solve Jaden Cholette. Harmer off the faceoff, went forward with it. Back up to the left point. Jones' shot, that one blocked. Rebound comes to Harmer just inside the line. He one-hands it down for Kluchek. Franson on Jacob Kluchek. Chop back up. Jones gloves it down. Puck gets knocked into the right circle here for Sema, thrown in front. Kluchek taken down before he can get a chance to knock that puck home. And Kluche is without a skate blade right now, and it goes down for an icing. That's a fortunate break for the Spirit, as Kluche couldn't get back into the play. 4:19 here in regulation. The faceoff will come all the way back down. That's got to be a quick change. As somebody's got to go pick up that steal out of the corner. They don't know where it is yet. Now, finally, Jaden Cholette's going to let him know. So Kluche on the bench. We'll see how quickly Saginaw's equipment manager, Aiden Gomes, can get him ready to go again. As the referee will hand off Jacob Kluche's steal to the linesman. Spencer Knox will deliver it to the Saginaw bench. Face off in the left wing circle. Offensive zone for the Spirit. Gervais and Klepov help it to the boards off the face-off. Jones at the point goes off a general skate and into the netting. Down to 4:11 here in regulation. Same group will stay on here for Saginaw. Jones and Harper have been Saginaw's most offensively inclined defensive pairing. They're discussing what to do next off the face-off prior to its dropping. Gervais has to battle for it. Klepov can't get a shot away. Jones activates down the wing. Barabanov back to Jones. A point shot blocked there by Franson. Jones gets it back off the glass. He gets hit. Rogowski all over Barabanov, takes him down. Franson wants to come into the offensive zone, but Rogowski would have been offside. So they settle to drop it off in behind Stepan Shurigan. Pass up the left wing. Gervais got it. He's got to step on Wanger's shot, and it goes off the crossbar. The Spirit might have thought that hit the back goal post. We'll see. Back into the neutral zone. That was a heavy shot by Gervais. 3.5 to go in the third. We've seen one instance this season where the Spirit hit the back bar, and now it's going to be almost another chance for Gervais. Could have been a breakaway. It was a diving play by Wang, and a sharp angle try by Gervais is stopped by Cholette. We'll play on. 3:20 here in the third. Cormier angles it back in. Josh Glavin from in behind. Cormier has Glavin back in behind the Spirit net. Got to imagine we would have heard by now if that puck was in. Cholette back in behind, drops it off for Vlasic, and this is well up into the air and back into the Spirit end, and Glavin's got to race back to secure the icing. He does. 2:58 to go in the third. Chris Lazary's asking for the official. We might have something here, folks. The iPad's going to come out. Sebastian Gervais may have scored. 2:58 to go in the third period. As the officials come over, the iPad's going to come out. That was a heavy shot up over the right shoulder of Jaden Cholette from Sebastian Gervais. As the officials, Scott Ferguson and Aaron Neely, are on the phone with the eyes in the sky right now. It would put a considerable amount of time back on the clock for the Saginaw Spirit if this does end up as a goal. Nick Sema's over to try and see what he can sniff out from outside the official semicircle. As he's going to put the phone back in. And we've not yet seen a replay here in the building. Gervais came down the left side and ripped one that got over the shoulder of Jaden Cholette. And it seemed to come off the structure of the goal pretty quickly. And it was Levi Harper. His first OHL goal was similar. He stepped into the middle of the ice, put one up over the shoulder of the Sioux Greyhound netminder. It was in and out so fast, everybody except for Harper thought it hit the crossbar. Play came to a stop. They took an extra look at it. They awarded Harper the goal. The Spirit ended up winning that game 5-3. Right now, we're waiting to see if Sebastian Gervais has hit the target. And we are decently far away from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth here inside the Tribute Community Center. We did not hear the patented heavy metal of a puck off the goalpost, which there already was one of those in this game. Luke Posthumus hit the bar in behind Stepan Shurigan on an earlier power play. And how would this be for storyline if it does end up being a goal for Sebastian Gervais, playing in his 266th game in the Ontario Hockey League, every single one of them here in Saginaw, and he surpassed our broadcast partner at home, Brad Walsh, for third all-time on the franchise games played list. And he's got an opportunity to perhaps tie the game. He has tied the game. Aaron Neely points to center. Sebastian Gervais has scored. There's going to be time back on the clock, and it's a 2-2 game late in the third period. No better time to score your first of the season. We don't know exactly what time it is, but the Spirit have tied the game. It's 2-2. 3:45 left on the clock, and Saginaw has been given new life by their overage centerman. Carson Harmon to take the face-off between Nick Seema and Jacob Cloutier. Great work from Sebastian Gervais, who's tied the game in a somewhat anticlimactic manner, but not through his own fault. And the Generals throw things back into the Spirit end in an even slate here in the third. 2-2 as this comes back up the far wall. A long shot from the point, tipped around. There is confused murmuring here inside the Tribute Community Center. Luke Posthumus has it back up to the left point. Now Franson, as Oshawa looks to get it right back. A blocker save there by shooting, and the rebound shoveled wide. Posthumus has it back in behind the net. To the right wing circle. Posthumus could take the wind out of Saginaw's sails here. Back up at the top of the zone. Franson steps in. Shot gets blocked. Jacob Cloutier's got to handle it here. He's got the new steal in his skate. Can't get it out. Posthumus just handcuffed there by Nick Seema. 3 minutes left in regulation. 2-2 game. Posthumus. Shot gets blocked by Seema. Cloutier's on it. He's got to get it moving north here. Gets out into the neutral zone. Cross-ice passes behind Carson Harmer. But he wraps it back in from center, and that'll allow the Spirit to get a line change. Generals trying to do the same. 2:40 left in regulation. Brady Blasek up from center red, fired back in. The puck bounces off the board. Shurigan corrals it, flubbed it a little bit back in behind the net, but he keeps it down below the goal line. And now it's up for Gervais again. The hero so far here in the third period. Hao-Shi Wang with stick checks from Gervais. Can't get the puck back. This is brought back in by Wang. Down the right side. Floated in front, looking for Rogowski. Can't find him. Puck around to the far wall. Nikita Klepov. 2:12 to go. Pushes this back in. Gervais against Rowan Sang. Now picked back up. Colin Feely on the steal for the Generals. Bounced off the wall. Out past Carson Harmer, and it's taken by Jones at center. Levi Harper for Klepov. At the boards. Gervais gets hit. Two Generals come over to him, and he's going to keep that puck pinned under his right skate for as long as possible. Klepov finally is able to pull it out. Here for Josh Glavin. Inside 2 to go. Harmer steps into a shot blocker. Save there by Cholette. It comes back out to Nick Seema. There for Klepov. Rolling off the wall to the middle of the ice. He finds Josh Glavin. Throws it back through the seam. Looking for Seema. 90 seconds left in the third. 2-2 game. A long shot sent wide on a deflection from Carson Harmer. Klepov takes a hit. Puck comes back up to the point. Josh Glavin keeps it alive, and Carson Harmer's after it. Turning puck on the wall. He takes a check. Klepov can't get to it as it comes around to the near sidewall. That'll be Ben Cormier stationed there against Josh Glavin. Puck is ridden back around by Feely, and the Generals do poke it out past Levi Harper. Does it have steam for icing? No, they've waved it off. Nick Seema. 60 seconds left in a tie game. Regulation anyway. Angled back in by Carson Harmer. Jaden Cholette out of his net to play it. Owen Griffin taken away by Saginaw's Seema. Back into the corner. Here comes Cloutier up high. James Go, a point shot, stick saved by Cholette. 42 to go in regulation. Generals back out at center. They throw a puck across. Go for Jones. Quickly back in. Nick Seema. Angled deep into General territory. He stands up. Franson can't hang on to the puck, though. Owen Griffin's got room. A miscommunication between Barbanov and Go. Griffin's in with speed, driving wide on James Go. Back in behind the Saginaw net with 22. Griffin emerges. Top of the zone he goes. Takes another lap. Drops it back. Here's Franson, who opened the scoring. With 14, a shot gets blocked by Sebastian Gervais, and he gets it. Can he get it back out into the neutral zone? Gervais wrestles it there. Franson does poke it back in. They got to touch up. 5 seconds left in regulation. Posthumus and the Spirit move, and they have secured a point here. Sebastian Gervais gets to play hero twice. He ties the game up, and he gets the puck back out into the neutral zone in the game's dying moments. We take a minute break, and we're back for overtime yet again. 2-2 between the Saginaw Spirit and the Oshawa Generals. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
For the fourth time this season, regulation is not enough for the Saginaw Spirit. This is their 7th game of the year. They've gone to extra hockey more than half the time, 2-2, thanks to a late game-tying goal from Sebastian Gervais on the night where he overtakes third all-time on the franchise games played list. The assist, Braden Jones is second of the night. And it's secured another point here, so the Spirit have points in all 3 games this weekend. Boy, would they love to cap it off with a win here on this Sunday night. Gervais starts out at center with Cloutier and Jones, Owen Griffin, Luke Posthumus, and Hao Shi Wang for the Oshawa Generals. And Oshawa wins it back off the center ice draw. Wang, the near side pass off the boards. Posthumus trying to get wide on Graydon Jones. Takes it to the net one-handed. That one handcuffed at the last second. He's drawn a penalty out of Graydon Jones. Touched up. Wang's got it. Goaltender heads to the bench. Posthumus! Griffin scores! The Generals win the offensive zone faceoff, or the opening faceoff, rather, of overtime. Spirit don't even get to touch the puck. It's in the back of the net on the delayed penalty. And the Generals spoil what would have been a pretty storybook night here for the Saginaw Spirit. Overtime, well, it only lasted 17 seconds. Generals take the 3-2 win. Spirit secure points in every game of the weekend. The silver lining here on this one. We'll take a break. Post-game highlights analysis. We'll break things down with Maren Klein back in the studios. We're back after this to wrap one up here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Mid-Michigan K-9 Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehomed dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan K-9 Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Now, a WSGW morning team memorable moment.
This tent that burned down last year at this Broad Street market, this outdoor market, they put up a new tent and they wanted to name it. And so they had a contest and they had 5 finalists. One of the finalists was Tenty McTentface.
Yes. Right.
It was July 12th and Tenty McTentface was in the lead. July 13th, they were supposed to announce a winner. We came back on Monday, July 15th. There was no announcement. People, you knew what they wanted to know.
I knew it was a conspiracy because Tenny McTentface won and they didn't want that, so they were extending it to get some more votes in.
I dismissed it. I said, no way. But then, since it took several days, I was thinking that perhaps Jonathan was onto something. It was a full week. And the winner and the champion, Tenty McTentface. And here's the evidence of the tent. They already have the sign up here on the side of the tent. Dun, dun, dun.
There it is.
And it even has a little funny little graphic that they use there.
The morning team on WSGW. News coverage.
As many as 800 people are feared dead in a deadly earthquake in eastern Afghanistan.
The Trump administration is looking to step up immigration enforcement in cities around the U.S.
Chicago is a hellhole right now.
Well, it's an invasion.
with U.S. troops.
News. Gretchen Whitmer has scheduled a special election to fill the 35th District Senate.
Mike Pacigalupo entering a plea in the federal wire fraud case.
News coverage on WSGW. Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
An action-packed third period going into overtime, but just 17 seconds of overtime would end this one as the Generals taking the 3-2 overtime win over the Spirit, but taking you back to the start of that third period. An early penalty kill for the Spirit as Nick Sema would be sent for tripping, and immediately Stepan Shurgin making some highlight reel saves.
They get it up again. Griffin over to Posthumus. Griffin again. General smell blood in the water. Wang shot, great save, and diving on the rebound, the Spirit netminder Shurigan.
Shurgin once again coming up big with some more highlight reel saves. My Michigan Health save of the game, a backhanded glove save from the netminder.
Popov was down on one knee, and here come the Generals back the other direction. Posthumus put it back in front, backhander, and a great glove save by Stepan Shurigan again. Absolutely robbed Hao Shi Wang on what would have been the go-ahead goal. Wang, a give and go down the wing with Griffin, and a backhanded shovel deflection right into the glove of the Spirit netminder as he sprawls out.
Both netminders putting on a show just like they had in the first 40 in the third period, but with 6:32 left on the clock, the Generals would rush in. Shurgin on his stomach trying to make a save. The puck was slid under his pad by Anthony Figliomeni, and Rowan Sang would be able to just poke it past Shurgin to put the Generals up. That seemed to give them a lot of momentum, but the Spirit would not go down without a fight. Sebastian Gervais skating in his 266th game for the Spirit. He would fire a shot, go in and out of the net looking like it was off the crossbar, but after a review, he netted his first of the season.
Pass up the left wing. Gervais got it. He's got to step on Wanger's shot, and it goes off the crossbar. The Spirit might have thought that hit the back goal post. We'll see. Back into the neutral zone. That was a heavy shot by Gervais. 3.5 to go in the third.
Gervais' first of the season coming in what could have been a hero moment with 2 minutes left, and that would send the game to overtime, the Spirit's fourth overtime of the season. They had a point in every game this weekend, but they were looking for the extra point, but wouldn't get it. Just 17 seconds in on an odd rush, Owen Griffin would get the puck on the circle and snipe the overtime winner for the Generals.
Touched up. Wang's got it. Goaltender heads to the bench. Posthumus! Griffin scores!
Looking over the scoring from this 3-2 game. Starting it off in the first period, it was back and forth, but a 0-0 game going into the second. Now the second starting with a lot of aggressive opportunities, but Frasian with the short-handed goal just 53 seconds in would put the Generals up. Semo was able to answer on the power play goal, tip-in shot from Jones, stay knotted up at 1-1 heading into the final frame. Then the Sang goal, getting the puck underneath the pad of Shurgin from Figliomeni. Gervais with the wild shot in and out of the goal to tie it up in 17 seconds in. Owen Griffin with the overtime winner. The Spirit falling 3-2 to end the weekend, but still getting the point in the overtime, their fourth overtime game of the season. A long weekend for the Saginaw Spirit. Now we're going to take it back to Dylan with our stars of the game.
Thanks, Marin. Well, a disappointing end to things here from the Tribute Community Center. An entertaining hockey game, a lot of strong goaltending back and forth. What could have been a storybook night for the Spirit with Sebastian Gervais scoring in his 266th game. Again, as Marin said, to take over third place all-time on the Spirit's all-time games played list. Scored his first goal since February the 28th. But our three stars of the game, they're not free. They're actually brought to you by Applebee's. 3 stars of the game. Stepan Shurigan receives the star for the second consecutive night. He was fantastic in this game. 30 saves on 33 shots. No surprise. The second star in tonight's game was one shot better. Jaden Cholette, 32-34, gets the victory. He's got both Generals wins here in this young 25-26 season. And Harrison Franson, first star of the game. Tough for Owen Griffin. You score the OT winner, you don't get a star. But Harrison Franson was probably Oshawa's best skater in this game. Gets the shorthanded goal early in the second period, or midway into the second period. And he was kind of all over the ice for Oshawa as things went on into the third period and overtime. 3-2 the final score. Saginaw, like we said, has points in every game on the weekend. They drop, though, another overtime decision. This is their fourth overtime game of the season. It took them until the end of October last year to hit their fourth overtime game. They do it here in the seventh contest. The Saginaw saw 9 overtime games in the entire season last year. They're already getting pretty darn close to getting to halfway there. On the year, 2-1-3-1. Saginaw does pick up the point. That's 8 of them in this young season. They get some time to reset. They're back at home. We take a look at our Apply Innovation look ahead. Saginaw back on home ice on Saturday, October the 11th. Our Ice Out Cancer Night presented by My Michigan Health. 7:05 puck drop as the Spirit welcome one of the top contenders in the OHL's Western Conference, the Kitchener Rangers. And then back out on the road, a Wednesday meeting, October the 15th, in Sault Ste. Marie at GFL Memorial Gardens. And then Saturday, October 18th, against Flint. Sunday, home against the Firebirds. 5:30 puck drop from the Dow Event Center. We'll see you right here for all of those games on 100.5 FM WSGW and streaming online, WSGW.com as well. Special thanks. Matthew Lester is our board operator here tonight. Marion Klein, special thanks to her coming in, fill in for Jonathan, doing a great job. Great to have her and Matthew on board along for the ride on this one. 3-2 the final score. Oshawa gets the victory over Saginaw in overtime. Spirit are back in action next Saturday at home. Thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.